What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. We're back with Painkiller Already, episode 46. We got Gypsies, Stipsies, and Fizzies, and I don't know what the hell it is. We're giving all the fruity shit away today. Who is in the house?
What's up, guys? It's Sam or xJawz.
What's up, dudes? It's Fwiz here.
All right,
That is,
so this
that
is Woody.
the most uniform intro ever.
Yeah, I know. All right, so do you want to lead off with our typical question, or do you want to go straight to the hot topic of the week? I'm thinking just.
And I'm also here. My name's Kyle.
Man, you guys should just get to that hot topic because I know that's what everyone's itching to talk about. So,
all right. Well, how about this? You make me a deal. You don't leave before our intro question.
all right, fair enough.
All right. So here it is. Giveaways, right? They've been on every. So some guys just watch.
Wait. I thought we were going for the question about swapping bodies first. Isn't that the hot topic?
We're going to do that.
We're
going to hit up the.
No, but we're going to cover that. We're going to get there. Yeah, this is a special week. So, some guys just watch Call of Duty videos, gather their tips, and move about their way. Other guys pay attention to all the drama, who's talking to who, they follow us on Twitter, and that subset of Call of Duty has been hot lately. Right? Everyone's been paying attention, and I guess the two sides, like there are some guys who look at it and say that these giveaways are kind of a manipulation of YouTube's ranking system, and they allow videos to get on the front side. And then the other end of it, and hopefully I captured this right, is, well, look, there's a couple things to look at here. One, this is a long-standing tradition that happens on YouTube far beyond the Call of Duty community. And two, these YouTube partnerships are businesses, and it's an advertising expense like any other. An argument of, you do realize he's making money on this is much like you do realize Budweiser's making money by getting on football games. That's why they're doing it. They're hoping for a positive return on investment. So there it is. That's kind of the groundwork, and let's talk about giveaways. So I'll lead it this way. For Jaws, why did you stop?
The hate. I guess to put it simply, why I stopped is I realized that the profit margins didn't really make sense for me to accept all this hate, and it seemed like I guess that's a really long answer that I would have to get into. I mean, honestly, I feel as though the kind of people on YouTube are the kind of people that not everyone. I don't want to make a broad statement like that it's everyone like this, but there's a lot of people who are on YouTube who are really immature, who will hold a grudge over something, over a way exaggerated period of time, over something so minuscule. And a testament to that is the fact that if you go to a G-Unit video today, it's got at least 100 thumbs down and a bunch of negative comments. And people really latched on to the ideas that were being thrown out about how bad giveaways were, whether they're true or not. People were going to hold that grudge regardless. I just see. I didn't want my channel to turn into a G-Unit channel. I look at his channel today. No offense. I'm just saying what I see. It looks like a channel that's been failing, and I see my channel as a channel that is not failing right now, and I don't want it ever to become that. So I decided that, if this is what it takes to not be looked at as someone who's really terrible in the community, regardless of whether or not I believe it's right or wrong, I was going to stop doing it.
So why are you conforming?
Do you feel like the everybody that was against it is kind of like on that, where they have something against you or a grudge? Do you feel like everybody that didn't like what you were doing, do you feel that they all fall in that category, or do you feel that some people pose kind of valid points on why it might not be the an ethical thing to do, whether your intentions were just to solely help out obviously by doing giveaways, or obviously because of the manipulation of the algorithm? I mean, do you feel like some people had nothing against you and just genuinely didn't like the way it was going about?
Sure. I think there's people coming from both sides of the spectrum. People who really believed that they put a lot of thought into this and came up where they really did believe this, and then people who just hated me and were going to hate on me no matter what. But I'm going to go as far as to say I believe that both groups are wrong, and I guess that's kind of what we're here to talk about.
I mean, obviously, you think they're wrong if you were continuing to do it and you were doing it. I guess.
Hold on, Fwiz. I think he was about to explain why he thought both groups were wrong.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't interrupt me. I mean, I've got, there's a whole host of things that people are bringing up, as to why what I'm doing is detrimental to either myself, my fans, YouTube as a whole, all that sort of stuff. And I mean, you name it, I've got a response for it. I've got, my answer for it. I guess one of the things that I really did want to address here is the one that, out of all the accusations, the one that I didn't like the most was the accusation that what I'm doing is preventing smaller YouTubers from getting noticed. And
not at
this
all.
Is,
yeah, and I agree. Not at all. That's not. You're not preventing them. It's
all right. For the record, for people out there who don't understand, I mean, because all right, even if it's not you who believes this is something that I heard repeated over and over and over in several videos. A video that Hutch liked on and put out on Twitter that got thousands of views and all that sort of stuff. The fact of the matter is that the favorites, the ratings and all that, that section of YouTube is not being utilized exactly by the smaller YouTubers, because I think I mentioned this in a video. The second most favorited video after my giveaway one day was a Nelly video. So, if it wasn't me that day, it was going to be Nelly. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nelly. He's not exactly an up-and-coming commentator.
That's obviously an isolated incident. There's other videos where you were featured where it was
exactly
related content.
No.
So
all right, well I'm gonna rebut with that's not an isolated incident. The isolated incident is when some up and coming YouTuber gets their video to second favorited of the day and doesn't quite get noticed. That is isolated.
Yeah, that's
if there was anyone that didn't quite break out on that, I would argue it was probably a channel like mine, right? A channel like mine. Yeah. Makes front page every once in a while, but doesn't nail it all the time, right? Every so often I'll hit a home run, but I'm not a consistent front pager.
That's not even true. I mean, not as far as the front page thing. There's a lot of stuff on the front page, but when we're talking about the most favorited video, right? Like that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the only people who are affected by that, I watched all the time. I'm on YouTube all day, so I know the people who get that, and I would say that most of the time it's either Ray William Johnson or Nigga Higa, however the fuck you pronounce his name. It's one of the titans on YouTube, one of those top 25 guys in subscribers, or it's somebody's Vivo. It's it was Dr. Dre's Vivo a while back. The video got like 1 million views the first day.
Yeah,
and,
but
2 or 3 after that.
Look at it also in a matter of perspective. You're talking about produced music videos that have been up, or some kind of Obviously, I'm not a big fan of some of these the entertainment comedian guys, but they're up there because of some work that they produced and put up. When you're talking about videos going to the top that are giveaway videos, you're not talking about any kind of content or anything. And the reason that video is even being featured in the first place is because of the requirements set forth in the giveaway for someone to even earn something.
Yeah, so I'm not disputing that.
You're completely manipulating and boosting the algorithm based off of something that's very easy once you've built kind of a substantial size, like anybody in the 200K plus would be able to pull off at that point, because it's a very simple thing. If these are the requirements, you're going to have tons of kids on YouTube that see an Xbox that are like, I really want it. And on one regard, yeah, it's a really nice thing that you guys are fortunate enough and you've put yourself in there with hard work to be able to position to buy these things and give away. But you also have to shed light on a much bigger picture that on YouTube side, they obviously never even thought about this, but boosting these comments and forcing people to favor it in return for a possibility to get, receive a gift. It's flawed. There's no ethics in it in that regard. I truly believe, and I know even from I haven't got to talk to you as much, Sam, if really at all, but from talking to White Boy even, that you guys went into it with the best intentions in mind. I really do. I think, you wanted to give back and you thought it was cool, but I think it also snowballed into something that's much bigger and a bigger problem. That while this is an evolving thing, whether it's machinima and even YouTube in the direction that it's going with networks on it, there's going to be a lot of new things that pop up that have never been addressed before, that no guidelines are set forth, because it's a new issue. And I think this is it. I think
so.
Fwiz, go ahead.
Let me jump in here. Hypothetical situation. I own a Foot Locker. If that's not global, it's a shoe store. And,
sure it is.
Yeah, I don't know if they have those in like Croatia or something. But anyway, I own a Foot Locker, and I'm going to say, look, the 5,000th customer that comes today is going to win a new Xbox 360, and I make like a big little show out of it, and I put signs and streamers in the front of my mall. And then when the 5,000th customer comes along and give them an Xbox 360, don't you see that as kind of a parallel to the sorts of things that?
No, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a parallel at all. I mean, because first of all, you'd have to say Foot Locker is on some global shoe list where if they sell X amount of shoes, then they get featured on this spot. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare the two. It's not even mildly relevant because we're talking about something, although yes, doing giveaways has been done from the beginning of time, and it will forever be done. But it's the way that's going about doing the giveaways is what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, not yet.
Well, I mean, the reason that Foot Locker would say that
parallel.
They seem exactly the same because the reason Foot Locker is saying the 5,000th customer will get an Xbox is so they can get 5,000 customers to walk through the door. And while they're not on a global scale, there's not like a global mall around them. Nike is right next door, and Nike's not going to get as many customers today because Reebok's giving Xboxes out.
But and then at the same time, that Foot Locker is going to make thousands upon thousands of dollars in revenue, and it's going to be, tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. And in my video, and by the way, the customers would come in there and maybe buy a product that they wouldn't have bought anyway. In my case, I'm not asking anyone to buy anything. I'm asking people to watch an ad, like, and favorite a video, which takes a fraction of a second.
Fraction of a second, but where the issue lies is to be, as we all, I think, can agree, is not the idea or concept of giving something to somebody and them receiving it. That's always going to be done. Machinima, even on a live stream, will give away a Respawn shirt or Microsoft points. It's the idea, the simple idea, and this is all it comes down to, is that creating a video to have them do these steps in order to get onto the front page is an issue. It is, and that is what is happening.
I don't see it as an issue.
All right, who's it?
And I think the reason all of us are in here is because you guys are obviously feel very strong on this one side, and I'm definitely in the boat where I feel that the videos going up on the featured page because of the prerequisite of someone that's going to be eligible to win something, boosts it up there. Is quite frankly, it's bullshit that it's even up there. Where the problem is not with you guys even necessarily doing those prerequisites, but it's the fact that YouTube has a flawed algorithm that's how people can get up there. To be honest with you, it should be more editorial where you have people from YouTube seeking out videos that maybe, only have 1,000 views, but is great. It just didn't get showcased.
All right, let me give you.
Go ahead.
I
don't know. That sounds like communist YouTube.
All right.
Let me say this.
That makes no sense at all. You have editorial people going around searching to just find good YouTubes. It's not good.
Then you got to pay.
What if I were to say, you have a government that determines?
Keep a hold onto it.
Hold on,
simply
Fwiz,
by doing it.
If I said, look, the government's going to come in and determine what's good and what's bad. It's not going to be democracy anymore. It's not going to be people voting. It's going to be YouTube determining. Now, having said that, I do see where you're coming from. Now, as an example, we're doing this March Madness thing, and the reason that there are judges is so that, the best video wins, right? The example I like to give a lot is, hypothetically, C. Nanners could enter this thing, blow his nose, and get 75,000 likes about what a fantastic job he did. Because he's C. Nanners. That's why we have judges. And so that's why you want an editorial staff. I kind of see where you're coming from, but I also see Kyle's, communist analogy.
And maybe, I'll tell you what, the democracy worked until you figured out a way to manipulate it with the votes and stuff. Because do people actually really like your giveaway video or want to favorite it? Absolutely not, dude. It's just they want to win that, but because the only way you'll pick them out to win them is if they do that, that's where it's wrong. That's solely the issue. Because then you're boosting it just for your own advantage to get to the front page. And when you are knowingly switching days with white boys so you can monopolize the feature page, I don't care what anybody says. It's wrong. Period. Flat out, it's the wrong thing to do. Is it break machinima guidelines? No. Does it break YouTube guidelines? No.
So
as an individual,
but who's the victim?
Yeah,
hold on. Let me jump in for a
moment.
moment. Well, I was going to say that, I used this Foot Locker analogy before. And where that Foot Locker analogy kind of falls down is in the manipulating the algorithm, which I think is Fwiz's main concern. If I said, "Hey, there's a giveaway," and I'm cutting out. Shucks.
You're good. You're good.
You're good now, buddy.
So, where the Foot Locker analogy kind of fails is in the YouTube algorithm manipulation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can't.
Hey, I'm using this
apples oranges.
Fwiz. Hold on a minute. So if I had said, hey, I'm doing this giveaway, and that's just a form of advertising. Come watch my video, and one of the people who watch will get something. Then that's exactly like a store giveaway. It's
Absolutely.
When you say,
Agreed.
make it favorite, make it like whatever, that's when it becomes a little bit different.
Agreed.
What if we
Here's
lost
the thing.
every?
Let me talk, damn it. I've been trying
Go ahead,
to talk
Mink,
for
sorry.
fucking 10 minutes now. Good Lord.
You know,
The
before we
fact is-
recorded, we told Fwiz to be sure to speak up, and it worked.
I've been
Go
trying.
on, Wings. No, please, Wings, carry on.
The fact is, here's what I think. You're trying to say that XJawz is isolating the favorite section over some like a pre-possessed video by Dr. Dre that has thousands and thousands of dollars in it while he lives in one of his fucking mansions. I don't care about Dr. Dre. If FreddieW wants that favorite spot, he needs to work for that motherfucker. You do think Pabst Blue Ribbon's going to pass Budweiser if they don't market? Hell the fuck no, they're not. They're going to be that little Blue Ribbon beer that gets sold on the cheap shit that the poor people buy. Same thing here. If FreddieW wants his favorite spot, give something better away. He has 1 million subscribers. He's sitting here crying about a guy with 300,000.
So what you just said, essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, is throw the fact that it's great video content out the window, but give away better shit so you can trump XJawz and White Boy to the feature page. Right there is where why this is wrong, Wings. You
This is how life works, Fizz. You think the president signs bills based on what he thinks is right and wrong? It's what the pharmaceutical company wants to pay him.
You're bringing lobbyists into this. Now it's just gone off the tracks there. What you just said there isn't
that's what it's like. I mean, the fact is the system's there. You can manipulate the system.
Okay, so thank you. I think then what you just agreed is that what I've always been saying, that you guys are manipulating. I'm sorry, the people that do giveaways to boost up the favor are manipulating the system. And
all right,
now
can I talk as the one person in here who has been doing the giveaways? I'd like to say something, and this is not going to be a popular opinion, but this is the facts, and this is what's been going on in my head, and it's something I haven't addressed yet. The fact of the matter is that you're talking about the algorithm and how even though it might not be detrimental to anyone, it is, cheating the system, this and that. I'm going to say this flat out, and you can take it for what you will. The fact of the matter is that gaming should have a spot permanently on the front page of YouTube. And by using the favorite section to get gaming videos nonstop throughout the week on the front page of the homepage, we are sort of claiming a gaming position on the homepage. I have had my videos featured at the top of the gaming section long before I started doing giveaways, probably 10 or 20 times.
And that was when you were great, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad that you're now, when I go, it's you at your pool table with an Xbox and PlayStation 3, because when those videos were featured on the page, they were good gameplays, good commentary, and you deserve to be up there. And that's why.
So now I want you to
strip on you.
Please let me say this one thing.
Go ahead,
XJawz.
No, yeah,
tell me why, because I am in a category that's just as popular as How to and Style or any of the other categories, maybe with two exceptions being entertainment and comedy. Tell me why that even though I have the ability to make a video without giveaways that has enough traction to get to the front of the gaming section that we have just established is more popular than a lot of other categories are on the front page, and because my video was at the head of the gaming section, should have been on the front page. Tell me why that FreddieW...
I'll tell you why. Because between you and White Boy, you and White Boy have intentionally picked a schedule out to monopolize it so that you're constantly up there and always getting subscribed.
Think about 2 months ago when I was getting the videos at the top of the gaming section once or twice a week without giveaways ever. All right? Tell me why I did not deserve to have my video on the front page and everyone else who put their videos in other categories, not who miscategorized, but tell me why the makeup gurus who got to put all their categories, their videos in other categories that didn't have the traction that my videos had, that didn't have the momentum, tell me why they deserved it more than I did. You know what I did?
You mean you being featured in a gaming spot, or not being featured on the front page because like somebody's doing a makeup video?
No, I wasn't featured on the front page because YouTube decided that even though gaming is super, super popular and more popular than How to and Style, for some reason it's not on the front page. All right? Yeah. I should have been on the front page 10 or 20 times. Same thing goes for Hutch. Same thing goes for CNETers. Same thing goes for everyone in this call. But the thing is that there isn't a gaming spot on the homepage. So I'm sort of getting what I deserved. And so should everyone else. Now, unfortunately, not everybody's doing that. But the fact of the matter is that you're right. YouTube is flawed, but it's flawed in both directions. It's not only flawed for my advantage, it's flawed way, way, way in the other direction for the past years. that gaming hasn't been on the front page, because I should have been in the spot when FreddieW every week was getting his video on the spot, and he was getting 15,000 subscribers a day. Why couldn't I get 15,000 subscribers a day when I had my video at the head of the gaming section? Because YouTube has a flaw with it that doesn't allow gaming videos to get featured that way. And I found a flaw that then works in my direction to counter their flaw so that then I can be on the front page. Now you tell me why that's wrong.
Two wrongs don't make it right. Simple as that.
Let me ask you this. You're complaining because he's giving Xbox away to fans to get favors, right? All right. Well, let's flip the script. Let's say if he gave an Xbox away to a poor kid, would that be considered a good video? Would that be favorite quality? What is a favorite quality video? You're not allowed to say favorite in your video?
No. If you suggest people doing like annotations, favorite and like, if you enjoy it, that's fine. You want to ask for it.
So I'm going to ask for favorites on every video I make for the rest of time to see if I can get it there.
Yeah. No, and you know what? We actually think that you should put out there that, favorite, like, etc. That's completely fine. It's when the fact that you're having people do it because they're doing it because they want to win that Xbox. It is wrong. And I think JAWZ, like, you know that it's because you admit that you found basically a loophole in the system, and because of your frustration with YouTube, and you're not getting what you deserve as far as being in the gaming category because it's not relevant.
I look at it.
This is a justification to it, right?
I look at xJawz outsmarted other people, and he reaped the benefits of the rewards.
Right, for the record, I don't look at it that way. I look at it a lot of other people. I have my own view of it, but that was my view on it. And it's very simple. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm not trying to say only me, White Boy, and Team Noble deserve to be on the front page. I'm saying that we're the only ones who are doing what's necessary right now to get on the front page. And if all of a sudden anyone else started doing giveaways, said this before, I'll say it again, I'll be happy to share the front page, whatever. Now I'm not even getting on the front page. Now I'm not even getting to do that, so it doesn't even matter anymore. But that's my case
on this thing. I feel like somewhere along the way we strangled the goose that laid the golden egg, right? Like if you had done a giveaway, not you, if channels had limited their giveaways to once a month or once every 3 weeks, then they would have been popping up all over the place. Gaming would have been popping, like sort of rotating different channels on the front page. Things would have been cool. But as it was almost like Monday, Wednesday, Friday was your turn on the front page. Tuesday, Thursday was White Boy's turn on the front page, and everyone else was shrugging their shoulders. Like, man, it's really hard to get noticed.
For the record, I only did one a week. I wasn't trying to. Okay. I was only asked. All right, I know, but that actually does make a pretty big deal when you're talking about specific YouTubers taking advantage of it more so than others. Not to name names, but
yeah,
that does.
So I'll tell you this: I was on the edge of doing a giveaway, right? Like I watched you do so well on it. I watched White Boy do so well on it, and I was like, my channel has enough critical mass that this is a train that I could ride too. I was just nervous that things were about to turn negative. I was nervous that it was the next miscategorizing vids, and now I feel lucky, like I dodged a bullet, because I would have jumped on right at the tail end, got all the heat and none of the subs, and to me, like shucks, I have a hard time finding the balance between, like, hey, this is advertising. It's supposed to have a positive return on investment. You're giving things away to people. How much are you really hurting? And, well, people are getting on the front page not based on the quality of their videos. And it's not a clear-cut issue for me. Oh, and by the way, I added Hutch to the call. Hutch, I hope you're here and you have a good mic.
I can hear you guys.
It can't be any worse than Shaytards.
I think nobody's really touched on this yet. Who's the victim? I still don't.
I'm the victim, right? I'm the guy who might have made the front page every so often.
Yeah.
No, Fwiz said that's not true. Fwiz said that.
No, absolutely. It's going to be. You have two examples. You've got maybe a channel that's really small that does put out this amazing video that can go viral. That's a great video, deserves to. And then, like Woody said, to his point, that because he is already big, he could very easily snowball and get into it because his video is already going to be up there. A lot of people are going to genuinely favorite and like them because it's a good video and they want to have it as a favorite on their channel. So he could have been very well potentially one of those people that were shut out. Absolutely.
Hey, Fwiz.
In my mind, it's like this. I won't be long wings. Like, take two channels. Take me and take Frog the Barber, right? And I think we both make some good videos. Frog the Barber, I think, was not hurt by JAWZ because, he won't be hitting the front page until he puts more time in, grows his channel, etc. Me, Like I was, right? You know, if I wanted to be on the front page, I could have done giveaways like XJawz did. But just by uploading the kind of content I always upload, it kind of became nearly impossible.
I want to counter Fwiz's point with this. Remember back when you started getting on Twitter and we had that little back and forth about the ratclan.com?
Yeah. Yep.
They made grid videos and they never made the favorite spot. It just doesn't happen that way. If you don't have a big base, you're never going to get that spot.
Videos go viral all the time. That's not necessarily true.
But not with the favorites. The favorite category is literally... It's
they
the
can
people
go viral with the favorite.
No, I've never seen that
exactly.
happen.
But what we're trying to say here is that is the oddity. That is the isolated incident, not what we're doing.
Can I say real quick? Even if it is an oddity, does that make it okay?
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if it's not okay.
Sometimes
wait, hold on. If it only happens one time, if a ratsclan.com gets second place only one time, that makes it okay? I mean, would you? I'm saying one time. If it only happens one time, that makes it. I mean, at one point.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Hutch. Captain Sparkles put out a TNT video, right? Captain Sparkle has a good channel. I think he probably had about 100,000 subs when that video cracked, which is a solid, successful channel, right? No doubt, but not likely to beat me in views very often, right? Because I have almost triple that. But this was his super video. This was like one of those big effort, extra good videos that can go viral that I think lost to a White Boy giveaway.
Yeah.
I think it was up on the favorite spot for a little bit, but then White Boy made a concerted effort to make sure that didn't last very long. And I think
you're assigning intent there that might not be there. White Boy's just...
Yeah, I don't know if he was intentional, but...
I'm pretty sure, did he not upload a couple more videos that day reminding people about the giveaway when he saw that Sparkles had got the top favorited spot?
I don't know that is like abnormal behavior though, right? Like this, he uploads a couple of videos every day. He does this full time.
Yeah, but not a couple videos a day referring back to the previous giveaway that had already happened. I mean, certainly it wouldn't be out of the question to say that maybe his motivations was the fact that Sparkles had taken the top favorited spot. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to speculate on that, but
I mean, the
fact that I mean, even if it was an oddity, which I don't believe to be true, it doesn't make it okay.
Well, it's not like.
And then also, no one's even asked like, who's it hurting? No one's even addressed the fact that, well, I think it hurts content. I think that's pretty important. If a video network is based on content and creativity, and the homepage is supposed to reward that, then aren't there subscribers in a way? Maybe not your subscribers, but isn't content on the whole? Because now you're forcing a situation where if anyone wants to compete with you, they have to do videos or giveaway videos. And so, do we really want YouTube to be populated entirely by where's the content and all that? That defeats the purpose entirely of YouTube altogether. Quality just goes right down the toilet, and it's about who has the most money. And so, let's say a channel like Rats Clan, also they want to get in on the giveaway business, but they can't afford Xboxes. Do you see what I mean? They can't afford to stock up on $2,700 worth of stuff to give away. Well, now they're literally not in a position to be able to do that whatsoever. So
I can't compete with McDonald's. Does that mean that they're doing something wrong?
I'm not sure.
Is it immoral that they have that kind of advertising budget?
I mean, seriously, like I own a restaurant. I can't compete with McDonald's.
I don't know if you can compare a video network like YouTube to something like McDonald's. You can make loose comparisons, but it's like Fwiz
It's the same thing. It's a business. If you're in this not past a hobby, if you do this for a hobby, you don't deserve the top spot. If this is a business, it's your livelihood.
Yeah.
Corridor Digital does this as a hobby. And they also have made a name for themselves, and I'm sure that there's a business end of it too. But they started off as a hobby, and Corridor Digital's most recent videos was one of the most fucking epic videos that I've ever seen in my life, and it came third to two giveaway videos that were right above it. I mean, if you're going to talk about an oddity, how is it an oddity? This just happened a few days ago.
They're new to me, Wings. Hutch? Are they a gaming channel?
Corridor Digital is those guys started with FreddieW. I think they were the ones that they had a huge part in putting together that Call of Duty video.
They do a lot of that like cinematic and real life stuff.
They're so tremendously talented, and you're going to see them blow the fuck up in the next 1 or 2 years. That
channel,
channel,
Call of Duty channel.
No, it's like live action video game. It's a lot of this. It's the same concept of Freddie Wong. You're using
the Hollywood studio kind of production vibe.
Very good.
I wanted to just interject and say that I was not saying that the top giveaway spot. I was specifically trying to address a point that many people were making that sounds so noble to say that, my video is crushing the chances of small YouTubers from ever getting a chance to then succeed on YouTube. And that's what I was trying to address.
Certainly smaller channels. I mean, it's also very noble of you to say that you're doing this so, as a representative of gaming. I think that's a pretty noble thing to say as well.
I don't think.
Is this really in the? I mean, were you really going for the top favorited spots so that gaming would have a presence? Or were you doing?
No. All right, no. I think. All right, I don't want to come off as someone who was trying to say that. It's not at all what I was trying to say. I was more trying to sort of, I guess you could say, even the playing field. I had a conversation on the phone. FreddieW called me, and I was like, hey, if you don't want me to put up a video on this day so that you can get this spot, he said, don't worry about me. This is, I can take the spot in other, categories. He said the problem it doesn't have to do with you specifically taking the top favorited spot, because there's so many different categories that I could get it on the front page for him, and I don't have that luxury. And that's what it's
categorizing videos.
Yeah,
no, he can do, he can do a comedy video. He does different kinds of videos. He says, don't worry about me, because all the categories he posts in are or are on the front page: entertainment, comedy, how to and style, whatever. And that's what I'm trying to address. That's one of the things I'd like to address. Does it sometimes, push out some videos that would have gotten a little bit more popularity? Yeah, I'll agree to that. That's not the oddity. The oddity is when, a Rats Clan video gets second favorited to a giveaway video, which is more what I was trying to say. At the same time, getting second favorited still gets you, that means you still got a lot of views,
it doesn't get you the homepage, and everybody who knows anything about YouTube knows that everything revolves around the homepage. Everything. That's how YouTubers get big. You know that as well as I. So don't. Second place is it's good. It's going to boost your views, but the homepage is everything.
Yeah,
and that's what this is all revolves around. Is the homepage.
I guess so. Would you agree that gaming deserves a spot on the homepage? A permanent spot?
I think I think so. I think we have a big enough presence on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
I mean, is there anyone bigger?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that notion, but if that was really the argument, then why didn't you reach out to all of us and collectively organize? Hey, let's all make this movement going and get on the favorite slot and send a message to YouTube. No, that's not what you did.
No.
Well, what about?
I mean, I would have had no it if I were going to do it. I mean, the reason I want to do it is so I can make money, so I can get more views. And I mean, it's a business. I'm not gonna feel sorry for the guy across the street selling hot dogs that can't compete with me. I'm just not.
I'm gonna flatten the tire on his car.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop his fucking tires. Seriously. It's a business. It's competitive. We are competitive, and I mean we work together a lot. But deep down, we all know, my video's going against yours. All right, well, fuck your video then. You get a bitch video.
I think about this, right? Like Kyle and I both sell toasters. And I say, Kyle, you're advertising instead of just competing on the quality of your toasters. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's not fair. Stop your advertising, Kyle. You're getting all the customers because you're advertising, and I'm not. Even though my toasters have solid steel outsides, and yours have plastic on them. Dude, this is crazy. I have steel toasters, and you're advertising and taking all my customers. You jerk.
That's not exactly true either, though, because not everybody was even aware of the algorithm to begin with. That analogy with that.
Damn you, Kyle, for being better at business than me and advertising.
I don't. If somebody's in this to as more than a hobby, and they don't realize that the top favorited video of the day is there on the homepage 24/7, then they're not going to have a top favorited video. It's as simple as that. And seriously, we keep going back to this this one day out of the month maybe where someone with a smaller channel gets the top favorited video. The last person I remember from our community who got top favorited was Predator when he asked for. I mean, he didn't do anything funky. He just asked for favorites on his montage, and he got 2 million views or something crazy like that. But other than that, it's Vivo, and it's one of the top 25 guys every single time. Yes, small videos go viral. There's that video of the bully beating up that big kid beating up the little bully. that video went viral based on its content alone. It wouldn't have mattered if it's top favorite or top liked. That shit didn't matter. It's a good video, so it got there, and it's more viewed on one website than the tsunami disaster. But as far as manipulating the system goes, I think that's something that, like, I mean, you're really vocal in the community. I mean, you put it out there that you didn't like this whole thing. Wouldn't it have been better to be more vocal with YouTube rather than the people who are honestly, I mean, xJawz and Whiteboy aren't doing this for like some evil plan of world domination. They're doing it for food and rent and cars and, you know.
Yeah, well, the food and rent might be a little.
Whiteboy
yeah, food and rent is included in that, but it kind of goes up and beyond that.
And for the record, I've made it very abundantly clear that I am profiting off these videos, which is something that baffles my mind that so many people are like, you dirty, dirty money whore. You're actually profiting off these videos. That is ridiculous. And it's like, what do you think every single partner on YouTube is doing? It's like, you know, my profit margins are higher than theirs, but they're also not giving away anything. Like, they're not losing. I mean, you gotta give a little to get a little. I don't know.
Spend money to make money. I hear you. Yeah. You know what, though? When I listened to your argument earlier, xJawz, about how hard it is for a gaming video to make it on the front page because the category is kind of punished, it almost makes me feel like, you know what, if anyone's entitled to miscategorize, it would be a gaming vid. You know, maybe we can stay out of nonprofit because, you know, there might be some global good. There's some global good that nonprofit does, right? Leave them alone. But if you want to post in how-to, if you want to post in pets and animals, then freaking go for it. You know, pets and animals get...
One thing I don't understand
is... sleeping cats get preferred over your Call of Duty videos. Why? Why can't you put a video there?
Why can't a Call of Duty video be funny? Like, I'm sure you laugh at Call of Duty videos before.
It makes the entire categories arbitrary in the first place. Why even have categories then?
How does it? Well,
they are. I can make pets and animals arbitrary. I could take 10-second clip of Ginger walking around the house, and put it up every day in pets and animals. It'll be the top video, and I'll be getting a bunch of views off of it.
But no, the point is this: like, all right, their media, everyone else's media besides us, is basically a person on a camera, right? It's RL, real life. It seems like we're punished not because of our content, but because of the media source that we put out. Like, to me, a video of Whiteboy, especially when he's got his face in it, you know, in the top right, telling jokes and joking around with people, and they are funny. Well, how is that not a comedy video? How is it not an entertainment video?
Well, you can make any video anything if you look at it in that regard. I mean, I could have me driving a warthog, you know, through, you know, talking about something funny while teaching them how to use a sniper rifle.
Exactly.
And playing some music. So yeah, essentially you could totally make categories arbitrary, but they're not.
Categories
at the end of the day, if it's a Call of Duty gameplay, it should be under gaming, and we all know that, no matter what you're talking about.
I disagree.
Wait, you know what I'm thinking? Here's what I'm thinking. Any video I make should be in pets and animals because I'm a beast.
Exactly.
All right, you can make, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we could all agree on that. I mean, you can say categories. You know, we could say categories forever, generally speaking. But you know, when you're part of a gaming network, then gaming is what you want as the videos. That's what you want ads relevant to. It makes sense. But yeah, certainly with categories, you could put them in any category. I mean, you know, of course.
The thing about it is, it's not like we're the and we've kind of steered off the giveaways to the categories, but I think that's a serious. I don't. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. And fair enough. That's fine.
I think we all agree that you know, manipulating the system with the giveaways. I mean, it basically creates a system where if you want to compete with that person on the same level, you have to do it as well. And so basically,
that's just unfortunate.
Basically, it's and you're lucky I was on vacation. I give away a fucking car. We'd have had some fun. Hey, I'm not even joking. One of you guys have been driving around a Honda painted with a Russian flag on it. But seriously though, basically it would be like there'd be 7 of us and we'd have our own day. By the way, I'm Friday. Just saying if it comes back. But really, with the categories, you've got. Go look at the categories right now. Like, what is an entertainment video? Tell me. I'm being completely serious with you. I don't know how to define an entertainment video. Technically, I feel like every video on YouTube.
I 100% agree. Could fall under entertainment. Yeah.
Machinima puts gaming videos in entertainment. I've seen it several times before.
Another thing, comedy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sense of humor's changed from person to person. I don't understand why a video that just happens to be in gaming media, you know, captured footage, especially when you incorporate a person's face in it. Like, what if you did this? What if instead of White Boy's face being the small screen and the gaming being full screen, what if you reverse that? What if all of a sudden the gaming is taking the back seat to White Boy sitting there doing some stupid shit?
Yeah, I think, you guys could do, when it comes to that, it's just that under the Machinima partnership, that's why we want people doing gaming, so we keep everything in our network is always relevant to gaming. You know what I'm saying? For the large part of it, especially.
Well, for the majority, but I mean, you've got people
So I completely agree. If you were just YouTubing without being a part of the Machinima network, I mean, shit, yeah, of course you could do that stuff. Why not? It's up to you. It's on you. But, when you're a part of a network and, you're partnered with us, there's those guidelines, and ideally, we want, if it's a gameplay video, it should be in gaming. And JAWZ, you are right. I think because Machinima, I've seen posts in entertainment, and that's a double standard, and I brought it up, and, they have to be attentive to that, in the Machinima side.
No, I'm not attacking them for doing that. I'm saying
No, I know what you're saying, but when we ask people to do it, it still isn't right. I know what you're saying, because technically any video can fall under entertainment, because YouTube's entertaining, period. So no, I know you weren't attacking.
I've seen Machinima videos and animated as well.
Yeah, so it's just what it comes down to is when you're a part of the Machinima network partnership, we want, we're looking for gaming and gaming relevant category, and that's why we ask and want them to be put in that. But yeah, generally you can put them anywhere.
As far as Machinima goes, actual Machinima, machine cinema, telling a narrative through a game engine. At that point, is the video revolving around a video game, or is it revolving around a story?
So if I'm making fun of somebody in a game, does that not revolve around comedy?
All right, we're getting pretty tedious here into this subject. I think we can all agree that it shouldn't have to get to the point where there is miscategorization.
I mean, you could even go it another way.
Right.
I mean, does a musician that makes funny songs, does he go in comedy or musicians?
Weird Al Yankovic does.
Yeah, well, I think Wings, generally, we're all agreeing with you that these categories are so vague you can put them anywhere. We're simply just talking about, as far as it relates to Machinima, video. It needs to be in gaming, because that's what our network is,
Let me pitch this idea to you, Fizz.
Yeah, no, man, I agree with you.
Let me pitch this idea to you. I had a good laugh out of it.
Throw it at me, man.
I'll make a video where I open the radiator cap to my truck, and I'm going to put it in automotive.
And then cut into gameplay?
No, that's the end of the video.
That's the end of the video.
It's 12 seconds
man,
long.
Just before you do it, let's go box for box.
And just make sure to make a channel, Cat of Redemption.
Get that channel now. Get it now.
Alright, so categories are obviously not the way to go, but all I'm saying is that I think that...
Obviously not the... I'm sorry, JAWZ, to cut you off. I don't buy that, man. It's like we're intentionally flogging ourselves by putting us in this terrible category that never makes the front page. That's crap.
I think they should do away with categories. Just have the top popular videos.
I would be okay with doing away with categories as well. People can fucking identify for themselves what they're watching. I completely agree. But it helps new people find what they're looking for.
In all fairness, that is a YouTube issue. It's not a Machinima issue.
Why don't we take it up to YouTube rather than going after people like JAWZ and Whiteboard that are serious? I said this earlier. It's not world domination they're going for. It's a paycheck.
Money.
Which part of the issue is, Kyle?
I think it goes both ways, though.
There are a lot of people in the YouTube community that enjoy the drama, right? I think, people that fussed at xJawz lately might not actually hate xJawz. They might just like hating. Guys fussed at me a few weeks ago, when I uploaded the wrong vid. I think they just really liked it.
But I think whenever someone has an issue with something like this, especially when it's this, and self-admittedly, it's a bigger issue with YouTube rather than us. They don't hate the hate the player, hate the game. It's like, seriously, go after YouTube. Tell YouTube that, hey, this whole system you got here, it's open.
Oh, yeah, and YouTube's certainly hip to it, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that they obviously don't like it. And
FreddieW wants in.
Yeah, he's going to DM me his Skype. I hope he's not mad I mentioned we had a phone call.
This is, this is a good time to bring up the fact that it's something that we've all talked about, or maybe some of us have talked about at some point, is that even though I can mix words with xJawz on a podcast. That doesn't mean that I hate him as a person.
Yeah.
So even if I disagree with Wings or Woody from time to time or Kyle from time to time, that doesn't mean that I hate these people. That's one of the reasons why mediums like Twitter get so out of hand, is because the message gets lost in that. It's
the reason it gets out of
thinks
hand
that
is
about any of us. I mean, I feel like we're just obviously all passionate about what we do, and we have viewpoints on it. And
absolutely. And all
I
of us
have
in here,
nothing but
regardless-
respect for everybody in this room. And I
Yeah.
hope that's.
And the thing you've got to keep in mind, and I think we should all know this by now, but I don't think everybody does. Despite the fact that all of us here, regardless of age, are at a maturity level where we could bullshit around and I could tell you, I don't like what you did, it's wrong, and you could come back at me and say, well, I think it's right, and then tomorrow we could be cool. And
Yeah,
just agree
no,
to
I think
disagree,
I'm
that
glad
sort of
that
thing.
we're able to do that within our network. But I guess Freddie
But the
just
people who are listening to us do not get that. You have to.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Every time I put a tweet out there, or I say something in a video, or do anything that's listened to by the people who follow me, I count the 10, and I think, how could this be misconstrued? The other day, I was at a hotel. I tweeted out, hey, I'm over here in Atlanta. Anybody want to buy me a steak? And as soon as I tweeted, I was like, somebody's going to take that the wrong way. And sure enough, some guy's like, wow, you asshole. You don't have enough. Now you want your fans to come buy you steak. Like, they didn't get the fucking joke. Because they, like, whatever, they don't get it. And they take it super personally. And especially when you're putting out something semi-negative or a criticism of somebody, instead of taking that in their head as, hey, Hutch doesn't really, care for that thing that guy did, or Kyle doesn't really like that you said that. They say, Kyle hates you. You die now. And
I've been at war with Hutch for 2 years now.
yeah, apparently. Yeah, you and Hutch hate each other.
Hey, Freddie.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, so Freddie Wong is here, and I think he has something to add.
Oh no, I was hold on, I gotta tweak all my mic settings. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. It's
I'm
cool
gonna
when you
cut
deal with pros, right? Like
I know.
when we invite like a phone sex operator, they have internal laptop mics they're working with. Freddie has some mic hanging from the ceiling on a boom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Freddie.
He's like, just a minute here. I have to operate my soundboard.
You've seen Freddie's videos. He just snapped his fingers and one appeared in front of him.
I was like, hey guys,
And it's on fire.
hey guys, so wait, hold on. You need to close the room to our sound isolated booth here. All right, great, wonderful.
He's not.
He does podcasts in front of a green screen.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. There's something about the color. It calms me, So, I thought that, I was sort of listening to your guys' conversation. I thought I'd throw in a little bit of our 2 cents, Brandon and I, just because we were kind of, I guess, unwittingly the guys who started this whole thing off, right? A little history, actually. I'm 100% with you guys. I think gaming needs to have a slot on the front page. It didn't really have one about a year ago. About a year ago when we started doing it, we had some stuff that were like, oh, kind of like gaming videos, So we put that up and we do it in gaming, and I think, well, see, the way the front page works is there's permanent categories on the front page, and you also have categories that cycle in, and that's changed over time. And there was a time when gaming was one of the highly cycled categories on the front page, and I think either math, tinkering or whatever on YouTube's end, it seems to be less, and I disagree with that. I think you guys are 100% right. Gaming is one of those categories that has gotten... Brandon and I called this like a year ago. We were like, gaming videos are going to be huge. Like we saw like the community building up, and we saw how popular these videos were getting, and we're like, they need to have their own category because this is getting huge, and this is going to start to dominate views wise. So that's definitely something that we've brought up too, in our conversations. It's like, guys, we got to throw this gaming category in there. So we're batting for you guys 100% as far as that's concerned, and I think it's important. This whole, not to, rehash this over and over again, but I think what is important to sort of remember is we're not only talking about game commentators and those guys, because, let me give it to you from our perspective. We used to do freelance visual effects. We used to do movies. We used to do all this stuff, and it's hard work, and it kind of sucks because you're always working for other people. And you're always sort of doing things that if you're doing your job right, nobody notices. Like I can tell you I've spent hours painting out cables, and that's a lot of fun. You have a shot and someone's like, all right, we forgot to clean up this extension cable. You got painted out. It's like, serious, guys? You couldn't just pick this up the day of? Nope. You got to go through there and frame by frame paint out the extension cable. And you're done with it. And like, great. We have no idea you did anything. It's like, great. I did the equivalent of cleaning up on set for you guys. And it took me like 20 hours straight, So YouTube's one of those places where if you're a filmmaker, and I'm speaking now coming from that point of view, if you're a filmmaker, you can support yourself off doing short films. And previously, this is impossible. Like, nobody can do this as far as that's concerned. This is, as far as I can tell, sort of an unprecedented thing. And really, that's what we're worried about. And so when I was talking to xJawz the other day, my point really was this. It has to be a concentrated effort if you want to stop it. And you have to ask yourself at its core, what do you want YouTube to be? And, xJawz, if you stop for one day, then someone else will take it. That's really my point. It's like if one person stopping won't help because then someone else will do it, And that's something that is sort of out of our hands, and that's something sort of site-wide that needs to be decided upon. That's in a way none of our business. We're just sort of bummed out because we've been seeing, and it's not an isolated thing. You're absolutely right. We've been seeing examples of filmmaking stuff, not game-related channel stuff, but filmmaking stuff go up and get snubbed by these giveaway videos. I mean, one example was, I heard you guys mention the Corridor Digital guys. That was one. The other one was actually, do you remember Find Makarov, which was the Call of Duty thing that came up? That too was also snubbed. We've been keeping a list, And as far as like categories go, I think you guys should do it in how to and style and entertainment. I don't see a problem with that, because are you not instructing us how to get a nuke very quickly? Are you not bringing a little bit of style into it,
You know what? Because that's actually where I was going to head next in this conversation. It's like we are forced to do these things because gaming is punished. And, you can't get attention without a giveaway if you have a gaming channel. You can't get attention without putting it in how-to if you have a gaming channel. And other channels, I did a nonprofit video, right? What it was trying to gather attention and funds for a charity called Gaming for Sick Kids, right? And
sure.
I got bumped down by like CPX PC or one of these unpronounceable things who posts in nonprofit all the time. And it was, it's kind of a bummer. But it was interesting that an average video of mine could get to, on the front page. Whereas, sometimes when I think I put my best work out, it doesn't, because we're in gaming. I'll forgive anyone who breaks rules if they're stuck in gaming.
Listen, I argue that that's not really rule breaking. I argue if you are in all seriousness making a gaming video and you're like telling people like techniques and tips and stuff, that's how to me, like that. I don't see a problem with that. If it's funny, you guys are making jokes, I think you're justified in placing in comedy. I don't see a problem with that either.
My videos, I would argue, are vlogs half the time with a gaming background. I put one up today about depression, and I stuck it in gaming because I don't want to deal with the hate. But I think there's strong arguments for putting it in other places too.
Yeah, I agree too. But it goes back to the network related, with Machinima, the content that we want on our network, and our partner affiliated networks, is gaming content. So that's kind of why that issue, is there. But certainly, again, going back to the point, these categories are, you can kind of put them in anything when it comes down to that.
I mean, there's reason to it, like it's ridiculous if you're going to be like, all right, music. I mean, not that you would do music because, listen, Bieber's going to destroy you guys anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Not in real life. I could beat him.
Hey.
He's got last time I checked, he has a Segway, and those things are pretty fearsome, so.
That was one of the things someone told me to buy today on Twitter. I was thinking about it.
Dude, how cool would it be if Aska Capper and Justin Bieber faced off in their wheelchair and Segways? Just video idea. I'm just spitballing here.
It'd probably be on the featured page.
I think
as long as there wasn't a giveaway that day.
Oh my god.
Well, look, like we sort of have caused this chain reaction. I don't know if you saw it, Freddie, but I put up my video where I said, "Listen, this is ending now." Team Noble, one of the other people who was doing it, they said, "Listen, talk to my associate, whatever. We're gonna not do them anymore." And then a couple hours later, White Boy says giveaways are coming to an end soon. He's still doing them right now, and I'm not attacking him, but he did say they're coming to an end soon, and this is over. Pretty much.
And in all seriousness, this is why I love you gaming guys, because there's that sense of community there. And what I'm afraid of, and this is what we really, I'm really trying to push for, is from a site-wide thing. Because if you guys, if you guys stop and then like other partners continue doing it, that's like you guys have stopped for nothing. The problem still exists. You know what I mean? Like that's why I think you guys are awesome in that you can sort of collectively come to a decision on that. I think what we're pushing for. Wars. That
we're being forced to the decision, honestly. Like, I mean,
you know,
when it comes down to it, if you know, I would do it. I'd do it right now. I don't give a damn. Like, sorry. Like, I mean, if it crushes some up and coming video guy, better luck next time. Like, it's a business. I don't care if my hot dogs are poisonous.
I've been hearing this. I've been hearing the business thing. It's a inept analogy though, because you can't say that like, oh, just because it's not advertising, you're actively preventing.
Yes, it is. Oh,
no,
I'm not
saying to be like, oh, I can't compete with McDonald's.
I'm saying that it justifies it to me.
The difference, well, right, but then you're not really thinking it through, because it's like, oh, it's like McDonald's. I can't compete with McDonald's if I have my own restaurant. Well, if McDonald's was coming over and building their restaurant over your restaurant, and then you had to go through the McDonald's to the bathroom to get to your restaurant, that would be a good analogy.
Right and wrong.
No. What if it was?
You had to ask the employee for a key to get in the back or a token.
All right, Freddie, what if it was a movie theater and you gave away, a prize to every 10th person who went there, every 1,000th person? Wouldn't that be a pretty fair analogy?
Giving away a prize to him? Well, no, again, because in every one of these cases, I still have. It's not if in doing that, you're blocking access to other movie theaters or other movies. That's what it is, right? If it's an open marketplace, but it's not really. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the point I'm trying to get at. It's not quite the same analogy. I can see where you guys' line of reasoning is. It's not quite the same thing though.
I see where you're coming from.
I want to make the broad. I want to say something really broad. Basically, what we're doing is making it more difficult, not impossible, more difficult for people to get their videos featured ahead of us, whether it be just in the top favorited or just getting noticed on YouTube in general. It's making it more difficult. And all the advertising that McDonald's and Burger King are throwing out there is making people think, hey, I'm gonna go eat at McDonald's, I'm gonna go eat at Burger King. In one way or another, it's making it more difficult.
It's not more difficult. It's not quite, right? Because it would be more difficult if you're pulling favorite numbers in 5,000 or 6,000. Like to give you guys some context, favorite numbers that you're pulling is 15 to 20,000, right? Gaga videos don't get that much. Like that's beyond the scope of any type of content. So
I know it's awesome.
Good reason.
I know exactly. I love point cards as much as the next guy.
Freddie, I wanted to talk to you about this. There were two things I didn't like in your video, and hopefully my old man brain can remember them. One was you kind of knocked people for making money, right? You were like, hey, do you realize that while they may be giving away a $20 Xbox point card, they're getting in so much more than that in views? And it was almost like, do you realize they're making money? Like we're some sort of indie band that, the instant we make any kind of profit, that's a bad thing. And the other thing, and I thought this was intellectually dishonest, if that's not too harsh, was that you kind of pulled out the $20 game card thing, when in reality they're giving away headsets and iPads and gaming consoles. And I'm thinking he knew that these prizes were better than just gaming cards. But he kind of dwelled on the worst prizes they were giving out.
They actually just recently started doing Xboxes. I'm not going to speak for Freddie, but
I did it right from the start.
Jaws has been giving away pimp gifts from the get-go.
Freddie did say that at the time he made the video, he didn't see my giveaways, so that wasn't directed at me. But at the same time,
let me clarify briefly. The whole thing about making profit, definitely not my intention, and I apologize if that's what it came across. And also, you guys do have to remember, our addressing that is not only at the gaming guys. I know that you guys, it's kind of tough because we're addressing a whole bunch of stuff. We're addressing a bunch of other partners. We're addressing more than just gaming here. And that's really what that was targeted at. So it's kind of unfortunate because it comes there. I definitely have heard that sentiment, and that, I'm not saying from the gaming guys, so that was definitely not addressed. But it was one of those things.
Do it again. Like it would have been nice to clarify who you were talking to, right? Because the highest rated comments on that video mentioned xJawz and White Boy by name. Like everyone sort of got that.
It was one of those things of timing too, because literally whoever happened to be up in that slot at that moment was getting it was funny because we were actually seeing it cycle. Like because xJawz, you weren't there the whole time, so you would cycle down and someone else would take it, and then that would go up because that's what everybody was referring to. But yes, you're right. It is more than just the gaming guys that we're talking to. And then as far as the second point is concerned, I was specifically I hadn't actually, in all seriousness, we hadn't seen. We know that people have been doing cooler giveaways. We were just bringing up. It was part of the comedy thing as well. But we were bringing up the point card specifically just because that's what we had seen in the last 3 weeks prior to making that video.
But also, you have to admit, you're kind of playing on the emotions of a lot of viewers when you make it sound like, oh, come on, guys. Like, this is, yeah, I know you're trying to say it's comedy, but this is what kind of frustrates me. A lot of the hate I'm getting is from obviously a less mature audience who really, really like to attach to this idea that you're saying something that's extremely noble and whatnot. And I know we've come to a point now in this conversation where we're past the whole, giveaways are this or that. But, that's what I really didn't like, is it sort of seemed like you knew your actual intentions with that video was to, just say like, hey, we don't want every video to become a giveaway video here on YouTube. We don't want to lose the top favorited slot or whatever on the front page. But really, the way you went about doing it was by saying, come on, guys, do you need, to get your Microsoft Point card or whatever? And that played off, what we were doing and the emotions of the less mature people on YouTube.
I don't think you can quite lay down the blame on me for the actions of the entirety of YouTube there. I'm not about to put that entire globe on my shoulders there. I'm no Atlas, you know what I mean? But, listen, I'm sorry for any sort of, ridiculous hate that you're getting, but, again, if it's from people who are, I will put it this way. When I put out the Guitar Hero video years and years back, in all seriousness, I probably got called, homosexual epithets more than actual people who are gay for it. So,
yeah. But see, it's different when, I get that we've all got that. Everybody's gonna call you an asshole. They're gonna call you a cocksucker. But it's different when they attack your character and and why you're going about doing something, and then just, when they're personal attacks like that. When, if I say to you, you're a greedy fuck. You don't care about the community. You're just a greedy fuck. Fuck you, cocksucker. Die.
I didn't take it as him saying it's bad that they're making money. What I took from it was you're saying it's a giveaway. Well, it's not a giveaway. It's an exchange of goods and services. So maybe don't call it that. I don't know if it was an issue of semantics at that point, but
yeah, there's no such thing as a giveaway where there's just like you drive up to a building and there's a guy throwing free shit at you. Like, there's a reason he's throwing the free shit.
It doesn't matter. Right. It doesn't matter. It can be just to, make you...
That happened last week.
It can just be a giveaway. Typically, it's just to bring in advertising, to say, to promote something. Maybe not to directly make money, but in the long term to promote either a person or a business like that. So to really attack me for labeling it a giveaway, if I called it a sweepstakes and followed all the rules of what a sweepstakes is, would you really have not made a video about it, or would you not have mentioned it, Hutch? I know this isn't directed at you, Freddie.
No, there were several different factors involved. It wasn't just the fact that it was a giveaway. I mean, that's one point of it. Yeah, I definitely still would have addressed it because, I think the biggest thing is that the overall content all throughout YouTube takes just a huge dive as a result of the precedent set by that.
And I think you guys are, again, concentrating too much on the gaming side of things. Again, there's way more guys who have been doing this historically and we've had problems with this historically than just gaming. And it definitely is not only directed at you guys. I mean, for a little bit historical, and then again, for a little bit historical context, they pulled Top Favorited from the front page about a year ago, right about now. And that was preceded by pretty much the same thing. Gaming channels weren't really starting up at the time, but it was the same thing where it was a bunch of people doing that, and then after a point they pulled it. So the danger is, it's like, if they've done it once before, for what appears to be that reason, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it again. That's the danger that we're worried about.
I'm okay as long as they replace it with the gaming category.
The gaming category is already up there, by the way. It's just a matter of frequency,
Yeah, it's right. I can't even name the categories that it shares time with, but it's
not 50-50. It's not 50-50 for the record.
Right. Like a vlog or a music, it is a constant spot up there. Gaming, most of the
time. Here's my crazy idea, and tell me what you guys think. I actually haven't run this by anyone else. I'd be curious what you guys think. The biggest problem is some of these categories, the video will just sit there for a while, and then as a result, everyone's like, oh crap, we gotta mess around with the categories and stuff to try and go into other categories, and thus we get the sort of situation that we're in. I think it'd make a lot more sense if you would take like the top 5 videos or the top 10 videos, right? And then based on how popular they are, divvy up that time. So it's not just like one video in entertainment for like an entire day. It's the top 5 videos based on how popular they are. So if you do get a viral runaway hit, yeah, it'll be up there more. But if you have 5 about equal videos, they share equal time on it. And that should go for every category.
Yeah, that's much better.
Or did I just blow your mind?
I like the idea. I just feel as though it doesn't need to be all internal within the categories. If a news and politics video is getting, let's just for argument's sake, getting 50,000 views, if we base it purely on views, a news and politics video gets 50,000, and then an entertainment video gets 500,000, I don't feel as though they should share the same airtime in the front. If the news and politics, in your system that you just came up with, which I understand you aren't proposing that this is the, end-all, say-all, but I'm just saying it's like, I feel as though my video, if I have a video that has 10 times less traction than the top entertainment video, but 10 times more than the top news and politics or how to in style or whatever video, then I feel as though I should get more recognition than whoever is posting in one of those categories.
That's still the system would still be the same. You'd still get the gaming category. You would just be you would be in like a gaming slot there on the front page is what I'm saying. I think gaming does need to be on the front page. I agree with you guys.
I think maybe the front page should have nothing to do with categories. Categories still need to exist because categories, I think they can impact your CPM, how much money you make. Not for machinima people. For those guys who don't know, we all make a flat rate. But if you do makeup videos, you might get a different rate than if you do gaming videos pretending that we weren't under machinima. So categories can't go away. They impact how people, which advertisers go on which.
Yeah, sure. What ads are relevant? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But categories as a way to organize the front page, that can go away.
In all seriousness, with the amount of work that they put in, my bet is there's going to be a front page rehash over in probably a couple months, and we'll all be like, hey guys, remember all this? And when I was even an issue,
remember that one time? Yeah, I hope so too. I really do. I really do.
How should YouTube police itself better, right? Because the way that happens now is guys unleash their troll army on guys, and they bring hate and if you've never been in the public eye, and everyone on the call has, but you might not know how it can kind of suck to have 7,000, 10,000, 50,000 people tell you, that you're gay, that you're a crook, that you're
Mom's
this,
a whore.
that you're that, that your mother's dude, the things I've learned about my mother since I got in the public eye
you're not kidding.
are shocking.
the things I've learned about your mother.
So, Freddie, should you have maybe called xJawz? I bet he would have taken your call.
Well,
it's not me. It's
a bunch of people. I can't do a conference call with 50 people. That'd be tough. I don't know if AT&T lets me.
I hear
Do
you.
they let you?
Skype will.
Skype will? No, not on Skype very often. As far as self-policing, I think there needs to be a super cool elite police force, and we all get to nominate dudes with band hammers who get to go around stuff. That's
Me.
I vote Wings of Redemption.
That's already a good thing.
I don't know that I want anyone on this call to be the cop. Maybe me. I'd do it well. I'd be honorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
But nobody on this call.
Not xJawz.
Let me go ahead and say I would be corrupt. And
Just letting you know, I will take bribes right now.
I'd be like, hey, Wings,
Take PayPal.
that video's really messing with me here. I don't know. The Storm's going to beat me in the category today. You think you could? Oh, yeah, I'm already headed, man. His video's down.
Sometimes I think it does. Sometimes I think certain situations do warrant a FreddieW video, for example. It's the flame is unavoidable, but let's be honest, a lot of that stuff dissipates pretty quickly. One thing that's an issue one week is going to go away the next week. So if someone like FreddieW or someone like anybody in this call has an opinion on something and they'd like to see something change, then what exactly is wrong with putting a message out there and asking people that are a part of the YouTube community, if you're going to call it that, although I'm not really convinced that it is a community, but how are you going to tell them that that's not a valid issue to present, or that, it just seems like there's too many fuzzy lines there.
100% machinima employees should not be using troll armies to attack machinima directors.
Well,
it's not even a close call.
But you're looking at it from, you can describe it like that and say, the action itself is harnessing our evil powers of trolls to accomplish some end. But how are we not all informed at this point that most of comments that we see on YouTube, especially on gaming videos, are from somewhere between 12 and 16-year-olds?
But that's
So-
that's easy for you to say though. Like
It's
our
not like
Yeah.
I never had hate thrown my way or anybody.
yeah, but
in
it's
this
not your livelihood at this point. Your channel, your views.
Right.
I mean, let's just say. I mean,
Absolutely.
let's break down to the smallest molecule of it. Let's say that you said something about Woody that pissed one guy off who will never watch another Woody's Gamertag video. You just took a tiny little fraction of a penny out of Woody's futuristic pocket. You know, I mean,
none of us are supposed to say anything. If it,
Nothing
None
negative,
of us,
no,
but I'll tell
never.
you what, if you're a
But-
Machinima employee, you're in a different category.
I want it to be known that I only have 14,000 subscribers, so
It doesn't
don't
matter,
worry
dude.
about it.
Like when you tweet, you bring the voice of Machinima. People listen.
Yeah, yeah,
the
absolutely,
entire director
absolutely.
community subscribe to you. You know, when you haze someone, a Power Puncher jumps on board, right? Because you're freaking Fwiz. Because you're Hutch, right? And then, like, heck, lots of guys jumped on board.
Yeah, and I think
employees
it's-
should not be ripping on the directors. You have lines to us, right? You can call us on the phone. You can catch us on Skype. Troll Army is not your first, course of action.
Nobody should be ripping on anybody directly, but entitled to opinions,
Oh,
yes.
no.
And I know
Oh,
I
no,
made
no,
a
no.
joke about
There
that.
is this
That's one thing.
bullshit, like, hey, I just
behavior.
criticized the behavior, right?
All right, let me just
oh
say
my
this.
God.
You see me outside pissing in the street, and then you go on TV and you're like, all right, this whole thing about pissing in the street is bullshit. All right, anyone who pisses in the street, dick should be cut off. I know you want my dick cut off at that point, okay? Because I was the only one pissing in the street.
Yeah,
Well,
that is a
it's like
bullshit
Freddie-
little
Oh, you
hiding.
mean,
Wait,
you mean calling people out without using their direct names and stuff?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
exactly like calling people out with using their names. Like
Right,
there's
yeah,
a
sure.
habit in Machinima that is not the same thing, but
And
it is.
for anyone in the viewing audience who might be confused, they will pipe a comment. What's this all about? And then you'll see top rated comment. It's about Woody. He's a cocksucker. Get him.
well, it's
that's
it's
what it
like
is.
it's like what Freddie said just a minute ago. The whole top favorited situation was not limited to gaming, and I mean I know that I never strictly said that this was just a gaming issue. It's a much bigger issue than that. So
Yeah,
if I make a statement like that, I'm not literally. I'm not talking to xJawz personally. I'm not talking to Whiteboy personally. When I talk about it, I talk about a problem that I see on a wide scale.
But you
Really?
only brought it up.
Who were the other people?
I'm sorry, but when you like a
Yeah,
video
well,
that
there's-
says xJawz is a money-hungry whore, with a video that then misquotes me and takes what I said out of context for someone's own personal gain at hating me, that
Not
is
cool.
considered you attacking me, in my opinion. Someone whose videos average 100 views automatically jumps to 10,000 when you like their video, literally 10,000 views. That is considered you attacking me. And I don't
Right.
care
Well,
how-
I also hopped in on the comments in that video and said, "You
But how
probably
many
should have
people
named
saw
it
the comment?
differently." Well, then again, I clicked the like button. I went on my channel and I deleted that from my profile, but YouTube bugs out and it stayed up there for a full day. I didn't even realize that. And then I ended up talking to you about that personally, Jaws. So
But
consider it an attack on me. I mean, I didn't.
It is. There's really no other way to look at it, right? You guys should work with us directly, right? Our lines are always open. You have my cell phone. I answer it when you call. It's there
yeah,
for you,
I
right?
do talk to all you guys personally. I mean, this isn't.
But sometimes
see what
it's
I'm
like
saying?
it's at this point it's after the fact when we're like, why did you attack me? And you're like, oh, it was the behavior, man, not you.
Yeah, right. I don't really
But
have a
like,
problem
but-
with you. I just have a problem with people like you. So
Yes.
I tweet about it.
I don't have a problem with you, Hutch. It's the behavior of
Yeah, I can certainly
Talking
say
about
when I
hate.
made my tweet, I had a problem with anybody and everybody that was doing the boosting what we've been talking about. So I don't take that back. I still have a problem with people that are doing it. Does that? I don't have anything. I have nothing personal for Jaws. He's put out
Right.
tons of great content,
Fwiz,
and I
you're
like
the Machinima
White Boy a
community
lot too.
director, Fwiz, right? You
What's
are the
that?
Machinima. You're like what
Sure,
are you,
and
the
I- as a-
director?
yeah, right,
The
and I'm
director,
entitled
community
to-
manager, or something like that. Like your
Yeah,
role
some overglorified title of some
is to
sort.
freaking
But yeah.
work with us, right? That's like a
Yeah.
big part of what you do. And
Yeah.
instead
For
of
the-
working with us, you hit Twitter, and then
No,
that's
no,
how you
I
retweeted
definitely
me.
work with everybody. With partners and directors of having 1,000 people I work with, absolutely. And I will not take back the fact that I made a tweet about not liking that and thinking it's ridiculous and making a joke about it.
It's
I don't
unprofessional.
ever
not
personally
professional.
attack someone. Was he kind of encompassed in it? Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, no, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, I
So, I mean,
guess he might have been encompassed in it.
Well,
I don't
now
know.
you're-
Gray
you're-
area.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely. I said anybody and everybody that was doing it, I absolutely had an issue.
It's
Wait,
unprofessional.
clarify this for me, guys. Don't you guys have sweet like pool parties and shindigs all the time? That are
It's a Playboy mansion. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that was on the last one, right? Listen, guys, you got to start building the mystique. It starts right here, man. I heard about this party, man. Was that what the cop choppers were over LA last week? Was that you guys?
That was it.
Choppers in LA are above my neighborhood all the time, so.
That's a different reason, though.
Yeah.
Something
I
completely
heard you
different.
guys had sweet shindigs and stuff all the time, so.
But yeah, there needs to be a
I
culture
can't
change inside of Machinima. To not go to Twitter when you want change to happen.
Social
Yeah.
media is not how you deal with your employees.
Well,
Yes.
no,
Oh my God. How obvious is that?
well, I don't know how many times, like, this has been
Okay,
brought up so many times, but a contractor is not an employee, and you're
Social
asking
media
me,
is not how you deal with your contractors. Go on.
well, you're asking me to abide by different rules than you have to abide by at this
I don't
point.
work at Machinima.
We don't have to be told. We know. Well, like, you will never, ever, ever see me post a single negative thing anywhere, shape, form, or fashion about anyone with Machinima. I wouldn't go after a Team Noble guy. I wouldn't go after a YouTuber in general. I don't say negative shit.
Yeah,
even
please
if
list
I
all
hate
the
someone's
examples
guts,
where
you
I
don't see
do
me-
what you do.
I don't even go after Gaddafi. Like, Gaddafi could slaughter a whole village. I'm not saying bad shit about Gaddafi. I don't
bro.
look at his bad side.
Whoa, bro. Slow down, bro.
Leave Gaddafi alone. It's unprofessional.
There was a time when there was a new rap song about me every week, and I didn't even give those guys a hard time. Like, you didn't see me publicly attacking people. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, well, all this kind of revolves around the reason why I ended up closing my Twitter account in the first place today. Like, it's a huge. I'm not entirely convinced that it's too beneficial for me at least. But I really do resent the idea that because my channel is bigger than other people's channel that I'm expected to not talk.
no, that's
Nope.
not it
That's
at all.
not my
No,
job,
that's not it.
That's not it at all.
That's not it.
No,
If-
the reason that because you're one thing, you're not in the same boat as us, because you're not in the director's program, and another thing is you're actually above us there. You're in
you're an employee.
you're an employee. We're contractors.
Right.
So you can say that no, I'm not representative of Machinima, and on a legal standpoint, and professionally, that's true. But on a community standpoint, on a I don't know how to say this, but as far as those hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people out there are concerned, you're Machinima.
Yeah, I
Like-
can't think of a single person at
I don't know
Machinima
about
who
you
is the
guys.
face of Machinima more than Hutch. Maybe
Hutch and
kind
it's
of
Hutch and
Sark.
Sark.
Yeah.
Hutch and Sark are the face of Machinima. There's no
I'd argue that Sark is well. I mean, this is a different conversation.
can't
I
tell 'cause
just
you're
got
Hutch.
to, like
Hey,
I say
Woods.
this,
I'm gonna have to bounce in like 5 minutes. Do we have to do an opening question of some sort or something like that?
but I'm going to say this. I have to watch what I say because I'm told I'm a direct reflection of Machinima watching the employees.
Yeah.
No.
We're supposed
Yeah.
to abide by our
I
code of
really-
conduct. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
By the way, the code of conduct the past, it seems, 2 weeks has just been
God.
absolutely thrown out the window. And
Yeah, it's certainly. I would agree with the fact that it is definitely something it has been brought up, and I completely agree because although people didn't like what you were doing, there was no reason to go out and slander your name, and that is an issue, and we do have to still deal with that. And I 100% agree with you because no matter what they felt about that, that was not right. And yes, we will do something as far as going through those incidents. It takes a lot because I got to look through a lot, whatever it is. But you let me know because I do want to look at the people that didn't go about doing it the right way as far as slandering you and posting negative comments.
You can start by
alright.
looking
Well,
at the videos that Hutch promotes.
Or how about I start by saying this? In all caps, hey, I'm doing a giveaway of my firstborn child. If you comment.
Yeah,
on-
that was funny, man. I would never take that tweet back. That was funny because I hate so much that's people are doing giveaways. So yeah, and that you know what I'm saying. So
I think that'd be considered a form of slander. I think that was a direct, actually, it's libel. 'Cause it's right.
it was
I think
it was
direct
directly
attack.
aimed at every single person that's doing it. Yeah, you're right. No, absolutely. If it gave me more characters, I would have tweeted everybody that's doing it straight up. I don't take that back. I still I will stand that I do like you as a person. I think I do have my opinions, and if it did bring any negative feedback from my small Twitter crowd, then I do apologize. But as far as handling directors, we do I do write the newsletters and stuff, and I don't take that back because
So you know what? let me throw this out there.
Do it.
I saw this idea and I wanted to run with it, but I didn't. I had this concept of a takeaway video where, like, if you rate and favorite my video, I'll break into your house and steal something.
All right.
Right? Ricky Chop said it first. I want to give him credit for it, but I was like, dude, that's awesome, you know? Like, and I could even give things like, maybe you don't like your little brother. I'll go in there. I'll take care of it. But it was like, that's going to be seen as some sort of form of attack, where it was really meant to just be funny and good video content. So I didn't run with it. And I don't work at Machinima. I'm not the face of Machinima, and I had the discipline not to do it.
Well, it's like I said before, if this is an issue that is not specifically tied to the Machinima program whatsoever, if it's a broad general thing that's going on all across YouTube, are you saying that I should never voice my opinion about that either? That's what it sounds like you're saying, and
It's pretty
I can never really get on board with that idea, but honestly, it's like I'm off Twitter at this point because I just want to avoid this altogether. But just the idea that I can't comment on something that's going on YouTube because it might reflect poorly on someone is it's not something that I'm behind.
No,
I'm not
when
on
you
board
are the
with that.
face of Machinima, then you need to behave like the face of Machinima. I mean, like, if Robert Bowling said that Black Ops sucked, but look, I'm not representing Infinity Ward when I say this, but Black Ops is terrible. Oh my God, the thing is awful. But no, I'm not the face of Call of Duty when I say this.
Well, I think that's a little bit drastic.
You're
I think if people are like Robert Bowling,
incredibly
like,
loose comparison when you say that.
I think it's
I
being
don't know,
like
it's
public
really
channel
close.
is one
It's
for me.
very close.
Not really, not at all.
That is very
Okay,
close.
what if he said that Treyarch's marketing was immoral?
Josh Allen is a community manager for Treyarch that make what, maybe one or two huge video games a year. I mean, if you're talking about the Machinima directors program, now you're talking about hundreds of people. And if you talk about YouTube, now you're talking about thousands and millions of people that make videos. So no, it's not really a proper comparison. You guys really do make a lot of loose comparisons when it comes to this.
No. The comparison between you and a Robert Bowling, the face of Infinity Ward. And the
I
face
am
of
not a
Machinima.
Robert Bowling. No.
Yes, you are.
You're
No,
much
no.
better looking.
Hey guys,
he's got
unfortunately,
better hair.
I do have to drop on this.
Okay.
All right, man.
Take care, Freddie.
Good talking to you guys, and in all seriousness, this is probably going to get resolved with a big front page change, and we'll all look like idiots for spending our time talking about it and all this. So I look forward to that day.
Hey, Fred,
Me
give me 60 seconds here. Hypothetical situation, all right?
Hey, hit me.
You're married, okay?
Okay. All right.
You and your wife switch bodies. So you're the girl and she's the boy. Would you have
Yes.
sex just to check it out?
Oh, I would have. You'd have to, dude.
I would too. I would too.
Yes.
All right, Fred, thanks for
Here's
stopping
one.
by.
Just hold on. Wait, I need to clarify this. I can't leave on that, man. That's a bombshell.
That's awesome. We do it to every guest.
Listen, I assume everyone says yes, of course, right?
No, Joe Lozon said no.
What?
He said he'd switch bodies because he wants to try life as a short person, but there's no sex happening.
He's gonna marry a short person. Like that's pretty a
He's
foregone
dating
thing.
one right at the moment.
Oh,
So,
whoa, that got heavy, right? I hope she wasn't listening.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
Well, see, yeah, because I would theoretically like to experience life as a 8-foot tall Amazonian babe. Sure. No, I have no apologies. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? Because then when you switch back, right? Because when you switch back, imagine the stories you could tell.
Is Freddie married to Nicole Bass?
Not yet.
And you might both be better at it for it. Just saying.
That's yeah. Or it might just lead to just some really awkward stuff where it's like, really, this is how? Okay, you know what? We need to end this right now. Anyway,
I didn't know
guys,
I was doing it. Go on.
yeah, exactly. Thanks again, guys.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
Take
coming
care.
on.
Take care, Freddie.
See
See you later.
So there's still, I guess, 6 of us here. Woody,
Yeah.
Russia, Wings, Fwiz, Jaws, and Hutch. Yeah, man. So, shucks. Before Freddie left, I think we were talking about the face of Machinima using his public persona and not wanting to represent Machinima at the time. But it's not something you can turn on and off. That's
Hutch, you
coming
can,
from.
like you can say like you're not the face of Machinima, and I'm sure your title isn't that. But if you were to take a poll of 100, viewers who watch a tape video, my video, it does not matter who, a Dr. Disrespect video, and you say who is the face of Machinima, 9 out of 10 are going to say you.
It's you. It's your Sark. It's straight up because you guys are you have your own show on Respawn. You have a show that you do where it's your face on Respawn. There aren't that many directors whose faces are even out there, but you have a show that you do with your face out there. You are literally the face of. I mean, all they need to do is make a poster with you on it, and that would be it. You are almost literally the poster child for Machinima.
Yeah, I'm not really. This is this is something that it's not so cut and dry, and like I would honestly have to like put a lot of thought into what you guys are saying right now. But if you put yourself in my shoes, ask yourself how you would feel if someone told you.
I would fail.
You don't get to talk about something that you have an opinion on. That you think matters, especially something as widespread as the top favorite.
I work for a big company, and that big company goes in the news every so often. I see threads on like Reddit.com about it. Can you guys hear me? My mic got quiet. Okay. I see threads on Reddit.com about it or whatever. And you know what I do? Nothing.
And as far as you're
not making the best comparisons here.
Well, here's a perfect comparison then. You mentioned like not being able to talk about something you felt. All right, I was watching White Boy and XJawz put the favorite thing. I didn't want to have to do it, but I knew that I was going to have to do it to stay a step ahead. Didn't like it. I kind of wished it would all just go away. But I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to send any negativity their way, and I didn't want any coming back to me because I like those guys. And I know that it's all in a professional setting where they're not, as I keep saying, it's not global domination. It's their job. I felt strongly about it. I've been on a vacation for like the last 10 or 12 days, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself like, I wish that this wasn't going on. I'm gonna have to do this now. I don't want to do this. I'll probably get negative shit because of this. This is a no-win situation for me. I don't like it at all. But I would never, ever, no matter what, even if it came down to me either giving away Hondas or accepting a position lower down the ladder, I was gonna deal with one of those situations. Because I never want to throw any negativity their way.
And I came from this side from time to time. Like I've been in the barrel before, right? I've been the guy that everyone beat up on for reasons I felt were unjust. And I sit here and see xJawz and White Boy there today, and I'm like, man, that really stinks. Like, it's a shame that there are troll armies attacking them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The reason xJawz stopped doing it because they're freaking haters everywhere.
Yeah,
I had this going on in my head all the time.
Amateurs.
Like, look, good call, Wings.
Yeah, I want to make this
I had
clear.
This in my head. I was like, Machinima's either okay with this or not okay with this. But you don't just unleash troll armies all the time.
Well, it wasn't a Machinima issue. That's the thing. It's a YouTube.
Can't be a Hutch issue.
No. It's a YouTube issue. It's not a Machinima issue.
Yeah, when you say it, it becomes a Machinima issue. You are the voice and face of Machinima. I've added one now.
Now you're telling me that I can't talk.
Yeah.
That I can't answer the conversation. If you were to ask the actual subscribers, the actual people that follow the content, if you were to ask them right now, do you think Hutch should be allowed to talk or not? What do you think the answer would be?
They would say, dude, I love it when Hutch starts Troll Wars. It's entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Well, that would certainly be one response, and maybe I shouldn't generalize that there would be one singular response, but no, I don't think that for some issues it's probably better for me to just not go on Twitter. And again, that's one of the reasons why I ended up just closing the account in the first place. But
did you close it totally? Like it's gone?
Yeah, it's deactivated. It's gone. But for other issues that I feel matter, then yeah. I mean, especially if it's not a Machinima issue.
How many people just logged in to try to get Hutch's account now?
I think it still sits there for a couple days.
Yeah, it's still there.
You might want to hold it, Hutch.
Yeah, you might want to hold that.
You might want to.
That's what I was telling him today, dude. I told him exactly.
Yeah. Like seriously, Hutch. 5 years down the road, like if you're if you're working for Activision, you're up there in your ivory tower, sending troll armies from there. You'll want that Twitter. You'll want it.
It's deactivated. It's gone. And if a year or 6 months or something like that down the line, I feel like, I want to try and approach it from a different angle or something after getting some perspective of not being around it, then I can make that decision. It's not like it would be difficult for me to just start back up on Twitter if I wanted to. But
you know what you
I
should
don't
do?
mean to cut you off, Hutch, but I really do got to bounce, guys. I stayed longer than I thought. I really appreciate coming on and being able to talk to you guys. I know we certainly didn't agree on everything, but no, I obviously respect all you guys and what you've done for Machinima and for yourselves and everything.
Before you go, Fwiz, you got to tell us, would you switch bodies and have sex?
Absolutely, I would.
All right.
I hope that doesn't make me gay, but
How can it be? There's a girl and a boy involved.
I would certainly play with myself a lot, and I would definitely. I'd be bisexual. How about that?
All right.
That does
thanks
make
for coming on.
If I've got a woman's body, might as well.
I can see where Hutch is coming from for this. He's put in a position where, maybe 9 out of 10 people think he's the face of Machinima, but he did not sign up for this. It's the same position we're all in. Like, I'm one of those guys that pop off at the mouth a lot. I like to get in there. I like to argue with people, and sometimes you just can't help yourself. You feel so strongly, so convicted towards something. It's like, what the hell? Fuck that shit. You're stupid. Stuff
how
like
many
that.
times though have we been told that we are representatives of Machinima and we need to
we
need to just walk a straight line? Like we get that. We're not even employees.
That is so true.
And again, oh my gosh, you represent Machinima. You can't do this shit.
Like that's what Fwiz just said. As far as miscategorization, you're with us, so you're representing us. It's kind of what we do here. It goes for everybody. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it's an incredibly complicated issue. This is a brand new business model, and there really is no easy answers or no one way to approach anything. At the very least, we can all agree that it's something that shouldn't be, like any conclusion that can be made shouldn't be a reactionary conclusion, and it requires a lot of thought. And I do think that it's almost impossible to have any sort of rational thought about that or about this particular issue when there's a mob mentality behind it.
Yeah.
So
it's just
certainly
like
a forum like a podcast right now where I have 4 people telling me that, this is the color red, when really I might see it as more of a pink, more of a purple. It's probably not the best forum for.
Okay, let's tackle this issue then. What is it that do you disagree with us that you are pretty much the the face of Machinima? Are you kind of
I'm not going to disagree that there's a perception of that with a lot of people, but it's certainly not true. And furthermore, I talk to my I talk to my bosses constantly. I mean, I did it especially in the beginning, because I had no experience in this industry whatsoever. It's like literally, you go from one thing 1 month and then 3 months later, it's like you have this incredibly huge audience. That's actually an extremely awkward transition. I don't think that transition really comes naturally to very many people, and it didn't come naturally to me. And so when it came to things like being outspoken about certain behaviors or games or things like that, I would go to my bosses and I would say, well, listen, if I have an opinion on something, should I not be sharing it? And people within my company were the guidance that I was given was part of the reason why I was hired on in the first place is because I was so opinionated. It was because I was so outspoken. Now, as far as the conversation goes, when is it time to use that opinion? Well, I don't know if that's something that we're going to be able to tackle right now. I just don't think this is number one, I don't think it's the best setting, and number two, I don't think it can be even decided within a conversation. Yeah. I understand where you guys are coming from.
Hold up.
I understand why.
This is Painkiller Already.
Oh my God. No, but it's right before Black Ops came out. You had your video where you talked about, I don't remember the exact title, but basically the state of Call of Duty or, what we do and everything.
Right.
In my little response video to you, that's what I said. I said, when there are issues between us, any of us, Skype. Right. And I talked about, not having the, all the little kids involved because, they are, they literally are, legions of doom. They'll come at you and threaten your life and bring money in a brown paper bag to an address, man. There's crazy people out there, and you don't want to send those people. Like, if there's ever an
I'm
issue,
good at pushing kids with huffy bikes over.
anyway. But what I'm saying is, like, when there's an issue, like, I mean, you can Skype me up. We can talk about it. I'm not talking about me particularly, but like, it goes for everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
we're just talking
and
about
I
that
actually,
behavior.
I just reached out to you last night, Woody, and I talked about just this very issue, and I agree with you 100% on that one, Kyle. And as far as the video goes, where I talked about what was going on, looking back, I actually regret doing that. I mean, I don't even realize at the time, or I guess I didn't have the right perspective at the time, but it was just like, no matter what we do, it's just like a big part of the vid making crowd is going to go in a direction that, you know, a lot of people are going to like and a lot of people aren't going to like. And it's almost like expecting some mass utopia to just somehow happen. And, it wasn't even possible when money wasn't involved.
Yeah.
And then this gaming crowd is just as volatile now as it was before money was even in the picture. I don't know if you guys remember, but I mean, there was no shortage of beef and internet feuds and things like that. Yeah, Beyond is like a perfect example of just like, and then like Moody Sweet recently just saying like, I got to take a break from this. It's getting too much. And at what point do you say to yourself, well, how much do I want to detach myself? And like, it's just, I just don't know how much can be accomplished. I just don't know how much can be accomplished. Number one, on Twitter, and number two, just in public in general, which is another reason why I don't think that having a conversation about Machinima employees and our relationship with you guys is in any way appropriate for a public podcast. That's not an admission of guilt or anything even resembling that, but nothing can really get, this is already like skewed in one direction.
I think one of the things that makes it unfair is that there's three of us and one of you. Like you mentioned the whole red thing. It's a tough situation to be in. Yeah. All right.
I just got a really good tweet from Joe Torres. He has just solved the whole.
Do not say it. Don't say it.
I'm saying it. He just solved it. He says, "How about YouTube makes a category for giveaways? Greatest giveaways of all time. We have me, Jaws, and White Boy, and we just have our giveaway category, and whoever can give away the best shit wins." That's what I'm talking about.
Or you consolidate it all. You know, I proposed this a couple weeks ago, but have seen Anners do giveaway videos where he pimps out smaller channels, right? Or channels that are smaller than him, who he feels is more deserving, which is really at the core of, you know, what a lot of this was all about. And the criteria that he chooses to pick from in his own giveaway when he's pimping out smaller channels is how good their giveaway videos were. Do you see where I'm going? So now we've accomplished the dream of having every single video on YouTube be a giveaway video, which is
no. If you're having,
I really think that we're all on the same page when we share the common dream of that. Yeah.
But if you want somebody judging giveaways, you want a Jew at the helm. Okay, let's be honest. Josh should be running that.
Wow.
Okay?
Hey, is it okay to change the topic?
Yes, you can change the topic.
I'll tell you what. I'm actually gonna head out because I am so fucking hungry. It's not even funny, and I get like super cranky, and I can already feel myself getting snappy. So I got to get some food in me. I'm gonna get some pizza, and I'm gonna put it in my belly. And but yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I would have sex. I would definitely have sex if I switched to a woman for a day.
I never had it down, Hutch.
Yeah, we weren't.
Yeah. We knew you were down.
So good talk. I'm gonna go,
All right,
guys.
man.
All right, later.
See you out there.
Okay, xJawz. Here's the deal.
All right, the question is not will I or will not I. It is anal or not anal.
All right, so you're definitely down. You just don't know.
You ever deal with a bad case of constipation? The answer is not anal.
I think I'm gonna have to go with no. No, I wouldn't do anal.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I thought you were gonna say you wouldn't have sex at all, and I was like,
oh no, yeah, I definitely
checking that out. All right, here's the new question. You guys ready for this topic?
Yes.
You're 18 years old. Ignore who you are now as, you know, a YouTube celebrity. You're 18 years old. Your new mission in life is to make a lot of money. You're trying to get as wealthy as possible. Bam. That's what you're all about. How do you accomplish this?
All right.
What is my credentials?
You just exited high school.
All right. How much capital do I have?
I hadn't thought that through.
Yeah, this is like Monopoly, man. Give us a starting position.
All right. I'm going to say you have access to $15,000.
Oh, it's over, my friend.
All right. I'll save my idea. Go first.
I'll go first.
All right.
I give my money to Kyle.
How much time do I have? All right, let's do this. Let's just do this.
You have
let's
a lifetime, man. You're trying to get a yacht.
I think it's more fun if we make this like more like Monopoly. Let's just say you start with 10 grand. You got to turn it into 100 grand in a year. What do you do? I like those. I like those odds.
Yeah, I like that too.
But it wasn't the original. There were like career decisions to be made in there.
Oh, the career decision. See, mine's more like a board game.
Are you
going
to go to college? Are you going to hit Wall Street? Are you going to? Are you going to go out there and hustle?
All right, me personally, and I guarantee you this works. You go into sales because sales is the highest paid job position. Above the average salesman makes more than the average doctor. That has been quoted to me 1,000 times throughout my life from lots of different people. You could probably have to Google that up, but from what I understand, the average salesperson makes more than the average doctor. If you're good at it, if you're a bad salesman, you will starve to death.
The only challenge I had there was average, right? The average career salesman, the average salesman who's been doing it for 5-10 years makes.
Well, I mean, hey, there's not too many doctors who haven't been doing it for 5 or 10 years.
I hear you. I'm just saying the average salesman is a copier guy that washes out 18 months later.
That's true. That's fair enough. There's a huge turnover rate in sales, but I'm just saying, if you're asking me, what do? First thing I do is I go to the closest domestic car dealership. You don't want to, and I want to sell Ford or I want to sell Chevrolet and or Dodge, and I'd rather be at a place that's got trucks and stuff somewhere in the South. I want to sell vehicles and I want to work my way up the food chain, and get into management. And then you want to take the money that you can make in management at a car dealership after about 3 years, and you can spend that into any business you want.
What's even better is a used car lot with a lot of trucks. That's what
exactly.
Kids
like you want a new used.
What's even better than that is a pizza store with conveyor belts to fat people's houses.
Oh my God, that'd be so great.
Just imagine it, just freaking rolling them on the big conveyor belts every night, pushing out pizzas. No?
But no, that's what
for fat people.
What's that?
I don't think fat people appreciate that too much.
Yeah, probably. Oh. No, but seriously though, like sales
this is the first time we've ever been politically corrected. Dude, you make a Hitler reference every week.
See, that's over the line, Woody. We can't be dogging on the fat people.
Hey man, don't
really?
This reminds me of that line. There's a line from a movie called Blazing Saddles, which I cannot repeat, but the guy basically says, "Okay, we'll take and then it's a racial slur for black people, and then we'll take the blank, and we'll take and the next word is a racial slur for Asian people. So, okay, we'll take the blanks and the blanks, but we don't want the Irish." That's basically what Wings just did. He's fine with the, going after pretty much anyone and everyone, but if you mess with the hefty individuals out there, you just stepped over the line, sir. You have stepped over the line, and I don't like it.
All right, xJawz. You've got 15K. You're 18 years old. YouTube's you're not on the radar.
Yeah.
What's your plan?
I was gonna try and say something funny. I don't know. Like your original thing was how do you get rich? Well, I have a business idea that I'm currently trying to build capital for, which is
Secret.
It's not
marijuana?
First mover advantage.
Did I ever
marijuana?
No. That's something. No, that's something. I gotta get quiet. That's something my parents.
We're talking about the medical one, right?
Yes, the thing that I told you. Should I go into detail with that one, Kyle?
I'm not going into detail. I'd keep that under my hat.
All right. I have a pretty, just to be as vague as possible, I have something that's pretty not too known about that works very well. All right. That's as vague as I can be, I guess.
Let's just say this. There is a charity organization, or so it would seem, out there who does this and doesn't pay you, but we're going to do it and we're going to pay you.
Wait, Kyle, would you like to go into business with me? Because I don't think I've offered that. I don't think I've extended that hand.
How much capital do you need?
I'm looking to build $750,000 in capital.
All right.
because the machines, you rent them. You can rent them from medical supply companies. You know, and they cost as much as $500,000 each.
When's the turnaround?
You know what I learned today, Woody?
What's that?
If you're in a telecall operator service or anything like that takes collect calls for companies such as like jailhouses and things, you have a license to print money.
Mm-hmm. I knew that.
The Federal Trades Commission says the law is they can charge anything from $1 to $1,000 a minute, and you can't do nothing about it if you don't ask the rates.
God. So without exposing my idea, I don't think I have any great idea. My entire family, like all uncles, my father, my grandfather, all worked in retail. I guess, like, if I had to say in short what I would go for a business that seems taboo, something that the public doesn't want to get involved with, something that has a niche market. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. The best two examples I can give you is the two that my parents are involved in, which is medical marijuana and the adult video industry. And those are two things that a lot of people didn't want to get into. And
xJawz, glory hole owner.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Are there glory holes at their shops?
No.
Dude, I would name the place Jaws. You would come in, smoke a joint and a cock. We've got it all.
Hey, get your dick sucked by somebody random through a hole. It's all good.
Oh my God.
Oh, you might not.
They don't all
say.
have glory wings. They don't all have glory holes. You have to really, really look for the ones that do.
I bought something at your parents' store back when I lived there. The one at the base of the Walt Whitman.
All right, so I'm just gonna say I have no good ideas when it comes to
New topic.
I have no good ideas when it comes to like get rich quick sort of things, and I don't exactly have a trade yet. That's what I'm working on. Kyle has a trade that he's been working on since he was in high school that obviously would work out for him, that wouldn't work out for me. I'm planning on building cars. Maybe I can. I think there are a lot of people who are Jewish and do that, are in that.
No, it's not the fact that you're Jewish. It's the fact that you could speak. I mean, I've seen car salesmen that would come up to you, don't know shit about the car, like, well, this is this car.
Yeah.
You know,
the reason I didn't buy an Audi was because the guy just didn't. I can pretty much say the reason I bought a Mercedes over an Audi was probably because of the salesman. I really did not like it.
It's the sizzle, not the steak. I could sell an Audi better than that guy, and I don't know shit about him.
Yeah.
Look here, if you put me on a used truck lot.
What's up?
I was going to add, this is off on a new topic. I didn't see it, so I might be misinformed. But did you go on a live stream and flash $100 bills in front of a webcam?
Mm-mm.
Really?
I don't have 100. I might have at one time.
Oh, come on, Woody. I saw you pull your wallet out of the bar the other night. If you guys ever see Woody in public, he has a wallet full of $100 bills, just so you know. He's loaded. He walks around with at least $3,000.
I was not flashing
in North
money,
Carolina.
Like, I was not flashing money. I think it was in the background of what was going on in the video. But no, I didn't make a video.
Yeah,
I think
Woody,
the
do you
truth got
expect Jaws to
exaggerated by the time
sweep
it got
away
to me.
all the money, from around his room?
The way
he
it
turns
was
on a
told
camera?
to me, he was rubbing hundreds together with like gold teeth and diamonds embossed on them. And,
You got the fucking Chad Warden video.
And Kyle is not telling the truth about me. What actually did happen, my wallet is a money clip. You know, it has like credit cards and a clip on the side. So all the cash shows. But I have a preference for super thin wallets, and they're thinner than like the folding kind. And I had a lot more money on me than normal because I was on vacation. I normally roll broke.
Yeah, that's actually like I don't know if you saw what I was carrying. I've got the exact same thing, except it's got like this magnetic clip on the outside that holds the cash. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about that is it erases every hotel key you put in it. It's awesome.
My friend he had the same problem. It ruins his credit cards too.
Oh God, that would suck so bad. I gotta take everything out.
So Dan, that's actually the friend I was talking about. For you guys who are on this podcast, you may be on another one too. I have this friend Dan. He's divorced now. He had 4 kids. I guess tipping point on the divorce was Someone reached out to his wife over Facebook, started flirting with her. It elevated to like semi-nude pictures and got into this horrible thing. And she kind of emotionally cheated on him and became detached from the marriage, and eventually it broke it up.
Yeah.
Was the marriage vulnerable beforehand? Yes. But, did this guy spot this and elevate it and make it go bad? Yeah. So Dan wrote him, and I did a video on this, and basically said, here are the things I want from you. 1, I want you to look at your family and recognize what you put at risk there. And 2, I want you to disguise your face, write pwned by Painkiller Already, and send me a picture. And that's what he was looking for. So then the guy wrote back, and the guy, so Dan sent me his, the actual emails that he sent back. So I know it word for word. It's not like it's summarized or anything. I am totally unhappy with the state of where this is. The guy maintains that Dan is wrong, that it wasn't the person that was talking to him all along. He claimed he had cancer, was threatening a life-threatening illness. He claimed that he was Catholic and therefore it couldn't possibly be him. And there is this scene in Karate Kid where he gets kicked in the leg or something. Sweep the leg, Johnny, sweep the leg. And the Mr. Miyagi says, you know what, you're done fighting. Let's settle down here. Your time, you proved your point, you did a good job, whatever. And he says, no, I'm not done my fighting, because in my heart there's no center, right? I don't feel balanced here. That's how I feel on Dan's behalf. This guy hasn't paid enough yet. This guy needs to feel the wrath of 4chan. This guy, we need more freaking tiger blood in my friend Dan here. Dan,
what's this guy's name? That's all we need.
I'm not gonna release it without Dan.
We need Dan's. All right, well,
without Dan's approval, because there's other things.
How about we
involved,
WikiLeak it on 4chan?
What Dan's going back
emails.
Dan's going back to him again, and he's going to say, you know what? Maybe you're not the right guy, but I am certain of this. This is the right guy's wife, so I'm going to get in contact with her next and let her know, look, these are the emails that came out. These are the
that's awesome.
These are the pictures.
You know what?
Dude,
you're right. Maybe you are right, not you, but I definitely know the guy who messed with my wife. I know his wife. I'm going to contact her.
And he has her contact info, right?
Wife.
Dude,
I'm sure it's not your wife. Nice talking to you. Sorry to bother you. I'm going to go contact her.
That's his next step. He's going to tell him that he's going to do that. Now, I don't know if he's
Whoa.
The guy has tattoos on his arm, and so it'll be undeniably him, right? There's no similar body types. It's hard to tell. The face is shaded out. No. He's got tattoos, bitch. He's gonna tell the guy that he's about to contact his wife. And what happens next, I don't know. Dan was like, is it worth saying I'll contact his wife if I'm not actually going to contact his wife?
Oh, we're going to contact his wife.
I'm yes. Dude, you
Frank, phone call.
I was about to say, we can dial that number up right now.
Man, I've got the email right here. I could
look here. You dial her up right now. I'll see if I can get help with my constipation problem I had last week.
I don't have... Oh, wait a minute. Where's... looking.
Yeah, that's
it would take me a minute to find the email that he sent me. But I was reading it today, and he sent it to my Gmail account, so I should be able to access it from here.
Be right back. I use the bathroom.
Here it is. So, to the stream, would you like me to read his response? Let's get a little... Is this good content here?
Yes, I'll listen to it.
All right. Yes. All right. So here's what the guy wrote. Dan wrote this. Not sure if you remember me. I'm the now ex-husband of, I'm going to leave out names here.
Yeah, the
who
woman.
I'm sure needs no introduction. Oh, by the way, he titled the email, Hey There, Superstar, which is what he called his wife. What Mr. Bad called Dan's wife. I have zero interest in opening a dialogue with you. But I do want to say this. Consider yourself very, very lucky that I didn't expose your douchebaggery way back in late 2008. 99% of the guys I roll with would have, resulting in an outcome that I can only assume would have been bad for your marriage. After all, it was you that said we both have a lot to lose. This is something that he said to Dan's wife.
Yeah.
You asked, name removed, to delete those pictures that you sent her. And I'm sure she did, but I still have them. Even her favorite, the close-up of your face. I'm sure that you know that, name removed, and I are divorced. Now it doesn't seem fair that I'm sitting here as a single dad of 4 little girls while you continue to be married to that lovely wife of yours. How's, and then he names her, doing, by the way, and your 2 kids. I'm a very reasonable...
Does he name the kids?
No, he doesn't name the kids.
Oh, it's too bad.
I'm a very reasonable man and willing to let bygones be bygones. I will destroy every piece of evidence I have. Email, Facebook, Gmail, chats, pictures, and never contact you again if you do the following 2 things for me. Go home and look your beautiful wife and kids in the eyes and reflect on what you've put at risk, because you risk quite a lot. 2, this one is your punishment. I expect you to take your punishment like a man. Considering that you are very adept at taking semi-clothed self-portraits in your old bathroom, that's what they would send to each other, I want a picture, close-up of you holding a sign that reads, Pwned by PKA, and the O is the letter 0, in nice big readable characters written with a Sharpie. I want you can disguise yourself any way you want, but I want to see that it's you and not one of your knucklehead friends from Florida. Include either your shaved head, preferred, or if you insist on taking a neck down shot, like you did with name removed, I want to see that ridiculous tattoo that appears to be on your right arm.
That's an epic email.
That is.
The only thing
it's almost done. Considering what you contributed to, I'd say you're getting off easy. By the way, I'm very well connected with the COD gaming community and have a whole line of guys with pound tiger blood willing to publish parody videos of your material on YouTube. Guys with lots of free time that don't give a shit. Guys that have the power to make this go viral. Trust me. So make the right decision and send the photo to, and then he gives his email. Dude, Dan, my friend is a boss. So would you like to read his reply?
Yeah!
Alright. I'm not sure who you are, but you obviously have the wrong person. By the way, Dan doesn't have the wrong person. It seems like you've looked at my Facebook account to find personal information about me, apparently thinking I've had a relationship with your girlfriend or wife, but you're mistaken. I am now and have always been happily married, and not that is your business. As for your claim that you have pictures of me, anyone can pirate pictures from Facebook accounts. Obviously, that's what you've done, since you seem to know what I look like. As for private pictures of me go, you certainly don't have anything of the sort. I've never taken or posted such pictures, and I am a devout Catholic. Yeah. You said that you have a private picture of someone with their face, and another picture with a close-up of my face. Yet you automatically assume that private picture is one of me? That's quite a leap. Is it possible that someone took a private picture, sent it to your girlfriend or wife, and then sent a picture of me that they pirated from the internet? As for threatening my wife or kids, that was your last mistake. I don't give a shit what you've written me in error. You're barking up the wrong tree. By the way, I don't remember him threatening his wife or kids. Yeah. Furthermore, you claim to have friends that could take care of the person with whom you have this grudge against. Maybe you should approach that person as a man and deal with your issues rather than having to rely on others in your defense. Which, you know what, to me, use any tool you want. Finally, why would you write someone that you don't even know and threaten them from your Facebook account? Are you aware of defamation, slander, and libel? All of things, I think, which apply to not telling the truth about someone. How about bribery? Bribery? Are you aware of the things that you were threatening are crimes? I think he's full of crap.
I think he's talking about extortion. That's not...
He's asking for embarrassing picture. Not threatening anyone. Oh, this is Dan's reply. There's Dan's reply, and then he writes one more time. Not threatening anyone, just closing a loop that I should have closed years ago. Considering you offered an approach, my GV number is, and then he gives his phone number. GV? I don't even know. Oh, Google Voice, probably. Let's settle this like men, but don't call me and plead ignorance, because that's just Bush League and fucking cowardly. I'll give me a call tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'm going to bed.
What's his number?
I'm not saying his number.
Come on, we'll give him a call.
All right, FPS Russia needs to make one last prank phone call.
Oh my God.
So here it is. It's almost over. This is his reply. And he escalates with this stuff, with his denial. I find it bizarre that you are genuinely convinced I'm someone who interfered with your relationship simply because you have a picture with my face on it. You have yet to identify who this picture was even sent to. What? Furthermore, I find it sad that you say this happened in 2008 and you've wasted 3 years of misplaced anger towards someone in an unfounded accusation. So I mentioned this to Dan. I'm like, is this the right guy? And he's like, there is no doubt. They took it from Facebook. They took it to email. He sent pictures of himself. They would request certain attributes of pictures, like the state of undress, and then he would comply. It's not the wrong guy.
And you know what an innocent person responds with? They respond with, "Dude, you got the wrong guy. Sorry." And
Yeah,
they
don't go on a tangent like that.
You don't need to convince somebody of your
It's like when
innocence.
somebody like calls you on the phone and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, man. I heard you do my girlfriend." You're like, "Dude, you got the wrong number. Sorry, man."
Yeah, that's the end.
You
So,
don't go
am I
like-
to believe you saw a picture with me and it destroyed the relationship with another person? I see people every day. I hope the mere sight of me doesn't ruin relationships. I have to believe that there may have been other issues beyond a simple picture. Now he's rationalizing his behavior. In any event, I'm not sure what to tell you, other than I will pray that God gives you His grace to heal from whatever you are going through right now. I'm in the middle of dealing with a life-threatening illness. Not that it's any of your business once again, so I certainly don't have time or energy to waste on undeserved negativity. God bless, and I wish you well. So that's where this stands. I don't see this guy having suffered enough.
Let's get him.
Absolutely. He's working the God angle. He says he has a life-threatening illness. He's claiming that it wasn't him. I'm just not happy with this. I think he should be like, oh my God, I don't think he's properly terrified. He should be begging. I need him to be begging. That's what I'm looking for at this point. If he starts begging for mercy, we should grant it.
I'm getting Skype messages to get him.
Do you have any idea of the area he lives in Maine?
Do I? No. I'm not even positive it's Maine. I think it's Maine.
All right, this guy wrote him, right? So Dan obviously has the address, right?
Dan knows all. Yeah.
Well, we gotta get the address from Dan. If we get the address from Dan, that's the next step.
Yeah. Oh, heck, even just the phone number.
Let's just have his house egged 4,000
Dude, if we just
times.
throw his name and town out there on Twitter, then it goes down, right? Then the world takes it from there.
Or Dmitry Potapov goes for a little visit of this guy with a camera crew and does some investigative journalism.
We heard you have cancer in butt. We came
my
to
friend,
see.
my name is Fwiz Russia. I am with YouTube, and stick the mic in his face, have the camera behind me. Why is it that you break up my friend's marriage? In Russia, we kill for this. Just like torment him, follow him to his work, that sort of thing. Outside his house with the cameras at night.
Which, by the way,
taking
he's a police
snapshots.
officer.
Yeah, I'm sure the combination of us have 20, 30 subs like in the general area who would come out with flash cameras, just like popping bulbs like all over the guy. Like it's like mainstream media out there.
What you got to do is you got to slap him and then get him to hit you over and over again while they're taking pictures.
Yeah. I want the scene outside this guy's house to be like. I want it to be like when they select somebody for the NFL draft when the lights go off. Just flash bulbs all over him. Like, yeah, that's the guy. And that's when we figure out we've got the wrong guy, actually. After we've ruined that kind Catholic man's with the severe illness' life.
If you had seen the whole progression, they meet each other on Facebook, they write each other from Facebook forever, and then they take it to email so that it can be private, and then they switch to another email account and they follow it. Dude, there's no way that this was like a faked identity. And by the way, like the photos with the tattoos and if I say, Kyle, I took a picture with my shirt off, now I want a picture of you with your shirt off, and then it comes back and it has matching tattoos of Kyle, I'm talking to Kyle. That's how life works, right? No one, hijacks some guy's Facebook account. And
I've told you repeatedly, I can't be sending those pictures to you anymore. It's not safe.
Yeah, I'm sorry I mentioned that on the podcast.
Yeah. Jesus, it's not like there's 100,000 people listening or anything.
Yeah, so that's the Dan update, and I don't think that this guy's properly suffered. I'll let you guys know.
Somebody wants to know what it would take for me to do it. I would